To Dealer Park in Billings, Montana for Pioneer League Baseball. My name is Scott Gladstone. So excited to have you along for the ride as tonight the Glacier Range Riders take on the Billings Mustangs in Game 1 of a 3-game series here in the Magic City, Billings, Montana. Tonight's umpiring crew that are currently meeting at home plate is Michael Goebel, who will be the crew chief. He will be the home plate umpire, while Cole Pryor will be over at third, and Zach Dart will be at first base. The Range Riders and the Mustangs are the two undefeated teams in Pioneer League play. Somebody will fall for the first time this season after they both took care of business on the road to start their 2026 campaigns. Billings and Glacier at 3-0. Modesto right behind them, also 3-0. It was Glacier that swept Great Falls in a convincing couple games. Idaho Falls was the recipient of the sweep from Billings. A close finish last night, but a top of the 9th inning run by the Mustangs was enough to push them over the squad from Idaho Falls. The other winless team is the Red Pocket Mobiles, this year's travel team in the Pioneer League. Modesto just squeaked out a win over them last night. We also have a trio of teams with a 2-1 record and a trio at 1-2. Boise, Long Beach, and Missoula are all 2-1, while Oakland, Ogden, and Yuba Sutter, the newly renamed Freebirds, are 1-2. Range Riders and the Mustangs in a battle of the undefeated squads. We'll take a quick commercial break and come right back to give you the starting lineups. We'll be right back.
Number 35.
Glacier Bank Park is just so beautiful. The absolutely stunning views, the facility that we have, we're just very fortunate.
This is a place where people can gather throughout the community. The location of the park itself is centrally located within the valley, and as such it keeps everybody coming from all the different municipalities throughout the valley, and really it's just a hub for the community to meet.
My favorite thing about coming to the ball field is seeing old friends, seeing the beautiful complex, and the staff, how friendly they are. They greet us with friendliness, and the seats are awesome.
We also get to connect with folks as far away as Boston that are here on vacation that actually want to come to a ballpark because I talk them into it because that's how special it is.
So we come to socialize. We love our group and we just have a really good time. Of course, we like watching the game too. And we like to win.
Welcome back into Billings, Montana. Dealer Park. Scott Gladstone with you as we meet the starting lineups right now, as opening day will show. The starting lineups as a whole are being read out for both sides, the entire rosters. But let's go over the Range Riders starting lineup on this first game in Billings in 2026. It's J.D. McLaughlin leading off once again. Logan Beard will bat second. Carson Garner bats third. The middle three is made up of Millen, Steele, and Ratfield. The bottom three is Rover, Singer, and Ashworth. Singer in the 8th spot makes his first start and first appearance of this young season for the Glacier Range Riders. He'll play second base, giving Logan Beard the day off in the field, who does the designated hitting. Carson Horning also getting the day off after starting yesterday. Garner is at first base, Millen back from first to third, as you see where that shuffle all comes from. Evan Langston is the starting pitcher. We'll talk more about him plenty. On the other side, let's go over the starting lineups. The first one that we see as the opponent of the Range Riders, the Billings Mustangs, present Bowen, a returner, to lead it off. Same with McHenry. So two 2025 Billings Mustangs make their way onto their opening day roster of this home squad to start off the lineup. Soper bats third, Kootway, Muniz, and Mills. Mills is on a tear He plays first base and bats in the 6th hole. Valdez, Uran, and Shaver are the bottom 3 in the lineup. Josh Tucker is going to be the starting pitcher for Billings, and he will fire in the balls and strikes hopefully in his first professional outing. It's this young season, and we got some young guys going at it, trying to make a statement and start their pro careers how they would want it. Here's a look at the defensive alignment for the Billings Mustangs. Behind the plate, Muniz, experienced catcher, will catch the balls from Josh Tucker, and Soper, Bowen, McHenry, and Pat Mills are the infield from left to right. The outfield from left to right is Uran, Shaver, and Kootway. This undefeated Billings squad, that's how they line up defensively. On the other side, for the Glacier Range Riders, the defensive alignment has Donovan Ratfield once again starting behind the plate, one of the best catchers, especially offensively, in this young season. Evan Langston will throw the balls and strikes to him. Rover over at third. Jacob Steele, the shortstop. Kyle Singer at second. Carson Garner at first. The outfield from left to right, Millen, McLaughlin, and Ashworth. We're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, we have first pitch from Billings, Montana. Don't touch that dial. The Range Riders and the Mustangs, a battle of the undefeateds.
This is Johns Manville, built on experience, guided by people who believe every detail matters. We manufacture commercial roofing systems with purpose, combining performance, protection, and long-term reliability. From the science behind our products to the trust earned on every job, we focus on what lasts and what comes next. Steady leadership, proven performance. Johns Manville Commercial Roofing Systems.
Welcome back in. Top of the first inning, just about ready to get started here from Billings, Montana. No more commercial breaks. We are going to stay with you until we see the first pitch fired in by Josh Tucker. Rest of the starting lineup from the Mustangs being read out right now as they make their way onto the field. You might be able to notice if you're watching rather than on the live stream, it is on the live radio. The Range Riders, for the first time, and maybe with one asterisk in there, but they are rocking their road reds on a Friday. Usually it has been a home tradition to wear the red jerseys on Friday, but this year the decision was made to translate that road red and give away fans a chance to see those beautiful uniforms. We will step aside. I'm going to turn off my mic and hand it over to the national anthem sang live in stadium. Beautiful national anthem sang live in stadium as the Mustangs and the Range Riders prepare to find out which team will remain undefeated after this Friday night clash. The Range Riders will play in Dealer Park here in Billings, right next to downtown Billings for the, let me count it up, the 45th, now 46th time in franchise history the Range Riders will take part in a game here. Dominant against the Mustangs at home, 20-7 all time, but on the road here, 18-27. A ton more games played in Billings rather than back at home, nearly 20 more. And the Range Riders will continue that trend this year as they come to this ballpark a pretty fair amount. All time against the Mustangs, Range Riders with 38-34. This is the third most played team in franchise history. Starting pitcher for this Billings Mustangs squad, his name is Josh Tucker, and he makes his professional debut wearing the number 19. He was born on December 1st, 2000. 25 years old, Josh Tucker. 6'3", 215-pounder. Throws with the left hand from Spokane, Washington. Only collegiate experience he has is at the JUCO level in the NWAC, which is the JUCO ranks in the Northwest, mostly schools in Washington and Oregon, where he played for Spokane Falls Community College. Very good baseball conference, a lot of good ball being played in the NWAC, and also had some time at Central Methodist University, which is an NAIA school. The most recent playing experience he has is in the Western Canadian Baseball League, where he played 4 seasons in total with the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Over that time, pitched over 220 innings of summer ball, as the first pitch is in the zone, a called strike. We are underway at 6:38 p.m. It is 67 degrees and sunny, a perfect day for baseball in South Central Montana. The 0-1 into McLaughlin, called the ball, count goes to 1-1. He is the Western Canadian Baseball League's all-time strikeout leader, 311 Ks over his 4 years. Called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. You do not usually see a guy play for that long. Clearly loved his home in Sylvan Lake, which is about halfway between Edmonton and Calgary. Scraped a piece of that did J.D. McLaughlin. Foul ball. J.D. McLaughlin, Range Rider leadoff man. 278 batting average, has led off all 3 games. 5 hits for him, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. On base percentage sitting at .316. Swing and a miss. JD punched out. And up steps Logan Beard, who's coming off a really good game yesterday. On the season, batting out of the 2-hole every single game. He's hitting .400 with 1 home run and 2 ribbies. On base percentage sitting at .526. One of many Range Riders with a very nice on base percentage to the first series in Great Falls. This is a called strike as Tucker looks like his plan is to come right after you. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. Last year for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, Josh Tucker went 3-1, had a 2.66 ERA, 1 save, and 70 strikeouts in just over 47 innings. There's a foul ball on the 0-2 pitch. Made 11 starts, and obviously had that save as well. 2022, he was the most outstanding pitcher in the Western Collegiate Baseball League. Western Canada, actually, excuse me. 0-2, 1-out pitch. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 into Beard. Foul ball just over the head of Garner, who waits on deck. One of the great off-season improvements here in Billings, Montana is the expanded foul ball netting. Now it goes all the way down both sides, including above the dugouts here. Huge addition. Swing and a miss and a punch out of Beard. Range Riders, for as impressive as it was all the walks they had in the opening week, they also led the league, and about opening series, the first 3 games, they also led the league in strikeouts. 34 now, 36 Ks on the season. That is atop the Pioneer League. And I guess you take that somewhat, especially when you hit some home runs and you had the walks the Range Riders had, which was also first in the league, or is first in the league. Is this one sky high to left field? Looking up at it, down over the left field line, and it's just out of play. Count goes to 0-1. But at some point, the Range Riders also would love to cut down that strikeout number and not be a 3 true outcome team. Or maybe they're okay with it because 3-0 is 3-0, and they're all convincing wins. Right around the 5th inning of the last 2 nights. That's when the Range Riders have kicked it into high gear. Call the ball. Just tuning in for the first time, ABS in effect in the Pioneer League. Has been over the past couple years, but it changed from the last couple years to matching up with the MLB now. Hit down the third base line. Awkward hop in front of Soper. The throw to Mills is on target and on time. A 1-2-3 frame with 2 Ks by Josh Tucker. We head to the bottom half of inning number 1. It is 0-0 between the Range Riders and the Mustangs.
The counter topper is Billings Mustangs for Courts and Grants since 1985. Locally owned, family run, and built on quality you can trust. Call and visit us today for your free estimate.
Yes, it's so nice.
Welcome to Magoo & Company, a third-generation family-owned business nestled in the heart of downtown Whitefish. We offer a dazzling array of diamonds, ethically sourced Montana sapphires, and captivating custom designs that capture the essence of Montana's natural beauty. From jewelry design and appraisals to cleaning, repairs, and gemologist consulting, your satisfaction is our priority. Experience the magic of Magoo & Company and discover the perfect piece to celebrate life's special moments.
First pitch into Cam Bowen, swords him up. And that is the first pitch of Evan Langston's professional career, the Range Riders starting pitcher. Langston spent time at 3 different colleges. As that's in the zone, and the count goes to 0-2. Started his career at the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs in 2022, where he pitched in 14 games, 44 innings for the Mountain Lions. The 0-2 comes in from Langston. Another flinch of the bat from Bowen. No appeal by Ratfield behind the plate. Next 2 years pitched for Spring Hill. If you don't know Spring Hill College, it's in Mobile, Alabama. Mobile. And before playing his final year at Division I ranks, Western Carolina for the Catamounts. Just away. Count goes to 2-2. Last summer, pitched for the Bismarck Larks of the Northwoods Summer Collegiate Baseball League, just over in Bismarck, North Dakota. 0-2 record in 5 appearances for the Larks. Misses, and a challenge coming. First ABS we've seen to see if Langston can get his first professional strikeout. They said a confirmed strike. Confusion here. PA announcer announced it as a confirmed strike, but it is an overturned strike. And Bowen should be punched out. And Bowen is punched out eventually. He makes the walk. Confusion there. 1 out after the long-awaited first professional strike of Evan Langston. Or strikeout from Evan Langston. Sure, he's waited his whole life to have his first pro strikeout and had to wait just a few moments more to get that cleared up. Up steps John McHenry. As that's a strike. Well done by Donovan Ratfield, who knew that one was a K and wanted to give it to his pitcher in red. McHenry, a returner for this Mustang squad. Upstairs, count goes to 1-1. McHenry, a slow start. A little bit surprising considering the very good offensive numbers that Billings has put up. 200 batting average. No home runs, 1 RBI. Fouled off. Count goes to 1-2. Langston, originally from Mammoth Lakes, California. 25 years old, 6'1", 195 pounds. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning here. And the pitch fired home from Langston. Almost got McHenry. Don't want to bail him out. On a 1-2 count. Count goes now to 2-2. Happy Friday night, everybody tuning in. From all over as we settle in. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Count goes to 3-2. Range Riders have gotten really solid starts from every part of their rotation thus far. The first 3 options, whether it be Giblin on Tuesday night, Longshore on Wednesday, who technically was a reliever. Swing and a miss by McHenry. 2 gone, bottom of the first. Or last night, an impressive start by the Range Riders' Jake Covey, who allowed 1 run over 6 innings of work. 4 players with a perfect ERA of triple zeros. Jake Covey with a 1.5 ERA. Not a bad mark through 3 games. As that one smacks down Main Street into Michael Soper. Soper, 333 batting average. No home runs for Soper and 1 RBI. Just off the outside of the plate. 1-1 count. This one hit through the right side of the infield. First base knock by either side is a single by the third baseman, Michael Soper. That brings up Adam Kootway. Kootway, a 385 clip in the first 3 games in Idaho Falls. 1 home run, 4 RBIs. His first home run of the season last night. Spent some time in the American Association last year with the Lake Country Dockhounds. Originally from the state of Wisconsin, De Pere to be exact. First pitch into Kootway. Swords him up. A couple times we've seen that kind of flailed swing We saw it from Bowen, and now Kootway, the recipient. 0-1 count. One misses, good block by Donovan Ratfield behind the plate. First time seeing Singer in the outfield. He's at second base, and as well as Tommy Rover. He'll play third in place of Garner, who moves from third to first. Rover has been a DH in 2 out of the first 3 games. Actually, he's been a DH in all 3. Scratch that. The 1-1. Fouled up and away over my head towards the street. Great crowd here, opening night, as you can see. Billings faithful celebrating the long tradition of this club, the oldest club in the PBL versus the one of the youngest ones. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch home. Runners going, and a swing and a miss. Sorted up again by Langston, and 3 punch outs in his first professional frame by the right-hander. We'll be right back for inning number 2. It's 0-0. Welcome back in. The Range Riders got 4, 5, and 6 to up here. Top of the second inning. Millen, Steele, and Ratfield for Glacier. First pitch in to Jake Millen. Up and away. Count goes to 1-0. Millen on the season batting .333. Not a ton of at-bats because he has walked a ton. 8 base on balls issued to Jake Millen. Swing and a miss. Nobody's really touched a ball. Pitched by Josh Tucker. Range Riders saw 14 pitches in inning number 1. That was a huge key to their success against the Voyagers. As that one's called a strike off the outer cut. And the count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes into Jake Millen. Gave a little bit of a look to the home plate umpire questioning that one. The 1-2. On the hands. Just a little bit away from scraping him. 2-2 goes the count. Millen specifically did a really good job with those 6-pitch ABs, and he's clinched another one. It'll be at least 6 as pitch number 5 misses low. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Jacob Steele on deck. A 3-2 pitch. And it is ball 4. No challenge by catcher nor pitcher. Range Riders rolled the dice pretty early with Ratfield gambling to get a punch out of Bowen. And after some confusion, it was confirmed. Believe in the melee, Langston flung the ball over to the dugout to get saved for him. Was not short on strikeout balls, though, that inning, as he got 2 more in the frame. Got everybody except for the base knock from Soper. 1-0 pitch now to Jacob Steele. And that one's called a ball inside. Muniz behind the plate. Opts away from challenging. A little bit of a sigh you could feel from him as the count goes to 2-0. Would have challenged it if probably it was a decisive pitch one way or the other. That one outside, and it's 3-0 now. And the Range Riders, who used a recipe that included a lot of BB, base on balls, against the Great Falls Voyagers, might be 1 ball away from starting something similar, as that's called strike. Steele, a little skip to the left-handed batter's box, and thought about taking off his stuff. 3 balls, 1 strike now, as Tucker tries to fight back against Jacob Steele. Millen on first. Popped up. That ball belongs to the fans. Like I said, foul ball netting is going to protect any hot shots that come in towards the Billings faithful, as well as both dugouts, the over top part of them, covered by the net. Foul ball down the left field line. Range Riders dugout is unmoved by that one. If you're new to bullpen antics, one of them tends to be, if a foul ball comes your way, you sit. And if you got to wear it, you wear it. That one, I think everybody in the bullpen knew it wasn't getting there. That ball misses inside, and it is a walk to Jacob Steele. Range Riders, I've noticed that. You probably just saw that. Steele buttoned up all his stuff real nicely, put it around his bat, and handed it to the bat kid there. Seen that multiple times. What a nice team we got here. Saw that same thing. I haven't seen it as much of just like, yep, here you go. You know, sometimes you spray all your gear out everywhere and let the kid from the dugout go out and scrape the pieces. There's the first pitch to Donovan Ratfield. This is downstairs. Ratfield, Mr. Clutch through the first couple games. A 545 batting average, 5 RBIs, which is tied for the team lead with Jacob Steele. Has done pretty much everything but hit a home run. Popped up, sky high. Likely an infield fly, and it is, as Mills is able to catch it. Rover now steps to the plate, 1 gone. Range Riders got a runner to second, no outs. In this league, you got to score in these situations. And Rover down the left field line, it is foul. Just a little bit ahead of that one. If he slows up his swing just a hair, it's at least scoring 1, and Steele with good wheels from first base, probably finding a way to score as well. Instead, Rover just too far out in front, and with 1 gone, count goes to 0-1. This one fouled off again, and the switch hitter is in the hole 0-2. Top of the second inning here. 0-2 count, 1 out. Range Riders swap opponents with Idaho Falls in the midweek switch. Idaho Falls is up at Great Falls tonight. Outside, 1-2. Tucker's thrown 17 pitches here in this second inning, which is already more than the 14 he threw in the first inning. Langston was made to throw 18, 11 of those strikes at the bottom of the first. 3 punchies for Langston in his first professional inning of work. The 1-2 swung on to left field, backing up, and it's over the head of the left fielder, Uren. One scores and a stop sign at third base. It's an RBI double for Tommy Rover, and the Range Riders take a 1-0 lead. Uren in left. I don't know if he got the best read on it. Not much wind out there. He took a couple steps back and then turned and started to sprint towards the wall. Rover's not a big guy, but I'll tell you what, the way he can swing that bat, certainly you wouldn't know it that he's listed at just 6 foot 185. Called strike into Kyle Singer. First Range Rider at bat for Singer. 5'10", 175 from North Salem, New York. Had his professional debut last year playing for the Sussex County Miners, which is in the Frontier League. On his way out west, though, Kyle Singer did. And now he has a big opportunity for the Range Riders. Singer spent his collegiate career at Rollins College. Late swing to stay alive. Good swing to just get a piece of it. One of 2 position players not to see action in the first series. Him and catcher Julian Sauger missing inside. Count goes to 1-2, 1 out. Rover, decent wheels on second. Steele, great wheels on third. So a sacrifice fly certainly could do the trick with 1 out and a 1-0 Range Rider lead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Disengagement from Tucker. The 1-2, 1 out pitch from the left-hander. Hit on the ground towards third. Runners going home. The throw to first is on target in time. Great job by Steele to go on contact there. Soper didn't even consider throwing him out where he probably had a chance to. It's an RBI ground out. Kyle Singer allows Jacob Steele to cross. 2-0 Range Riders. Made good contact on it. It was decently hard off the bat of Singer. And then Rover kind of proved really well as a distraction over at second, because Soper instead looked him back to second base instead of realizing Steele was about to score a second run of the ball game. Still a runner in scoring position, but the Range Riders take advantage of the sacrifice opportunity to the tune of that RBI ground out. And up steps the number 9 batter, Kyle Ashworth. 2-0 Range Riders in the top of the second, thanks to an RBI double by Rover and an RBI ground out by Singer. Flinch of the bat, called a strike near the bottom of the zone. Count goes to 1-2. One-two, 2 out pitch from Tucker to Ashworth. Low and away. Range Riders really good at rallying up pitch count. You count on, I think there was just one, really. I was going to say one hand, but I think it was even less than that. I think it was just 1 inning where they had single-digit pitch count against. Hit on the ground towards first. Bobbled, 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 and retained by the first baseman, Mills. It was sitting for a moment on the palm of his hand, but in the end, he was able to secure it and tap the bag for out number 3. But the Range Riders use an RBI double and an RBI ground out. It's 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the second.
In 1858, one man's ingenuity sparked a legacy. When Henry Ward Johns set out to rethink roofing, he built something that would last. That spirit carried forward in 1901 when Johns joined forces with Charles Manville, creating Johns Manville. For more than 160 years, through challenge and change, innovation and resilience have defined who we are. Today, backed by Berkshire Hathaway, Johns Manville is trusted in the commercial roofing industry with systems built to perform.
Welcome back in. Scott Gladstone with you. It is the bottom of the second inning. Range Riders lead by a score of 2-0 over these Billings Mustangs. Range Riders, 2 out of 3 games, they've scored first this year. And in those 2 games, as you can assume by the 3-0 record, they are 2-0. Not too difficult to do the math. 3-0 team. Have to be 2-0 through 2 games in a certain statistic. They also are 1-0 when the opponent scores first. One comeback win, that was on Wednesday night when the Range Riders did trail the Voyagers for a few innings. Range Riders all-time in franchise history, 187 wins, 205 losses. On the road, Range Riders have 84 out of those 187 wins. The 1-1. Up the middle, base knock by Charlie Muniz. Leadoff single by this Mustang squad. One of the pleasures of opening week is trying to figure out how good teams actually are, and you can't really start doing that until they match up with somebody else. And so that's what the exciting thing about tonight is that we see a couple different squads face new opponents. Obviously the Range Riders here up against the Mustangs, as this one's fouled off by a red-hot Patrick Mills, who through the first 3 games batted .636, 3 home runs, 4 RBIs. Idaho Falls and Great Falls is the only game underway right now. They are also new opponents, and you're looking at the Range Riders and Mustangs both sweeping those 2 foes and thinking, okay, are the Range Riders and Mustangs good, or are those squads just off to a rough start and not a very good team right now? And as of right now, it's probably better news for the Range Riders because the Voyagers in the top of the 3rd inning are up 3-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one hit to second, where it's fielded well by Singer. The throw for 1, the throw for 2. It's a 4-6-3 double play, and the Range Riders have 2 gone in the bottom of the 2nd. Singer at second base. His first defensive opportunity for the Range Riders is about as pure as it gets. Grabbed it on the backhand, flipped to steal, and Garner on the receiving end to finish off the twin killer. CJ Valdez, the designated hitter now, batting out of the 7 hole. Upper part of the zone, a called strike, and the count goes to 0-1. For Valdez, originally from Chandler, Arizona, same hometown as J.D. McLaughlin. To center field this goes, and his former Chandlerite, or whatever you call somebody from Chandler, Arizona, is able to snag it for out number 3. Chandler to Chandler, and there's 3 gone in the bottom of the 2nd. We head to the 3rd. It's Range Riders leading 2-0. well, as J.D. McLaughlin leads us off. It was Valdez from Chandler hitting a fly out to McLaughlin from Chandler in center. And then who leads off the next inning? We're back to Chandler, baby. Ball one as this one trickles to short. Don't need a good throw because McLaughlin's got speed, but beat it out. Did the throw from Bowen. 6-3 in your scorebook for one guy. I've said the name of Chandler, Arizona enough times now that if you don't know where Chandler, Arizona is, it is southwestern Phoenix area. South of Mesa, if you know it.
I'm a cowboy
There's basically Phoenix, and then there's everything else. Maybe you could say there's Phoenix, Flagstaff, Tucson, and everything else, if you want to get specific about Arizona geography.
Next time, when he comes back, we're doing it.
Breaker misses up and away. This is Logan Beard at the plate, 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging.
Yeah, I'm Rob, by the way. Randy, nice to meet you. You, ma'am. Shirley, very nice to meet you.
3 balls, no strikes to Beard as that one misses outside.
So super new, actually, to that part of
The 3-0 pitch. It is ball 4. And a uncompetitive walk fired by Tucker. 48 pitches by the left-hander. Up comes Carson Garner, 0 for 1, ground out to third base. The first time he stepped up. Mentioned a long history of this Billings Mustangs franchise. They were founded in 1948. As that's the 5th straight ball thrown by Tucker. Next pitch will be his 50th. Been in Dealer Park since the mid-2000s. 3,071 people is the capacity of Dealer Park.
No, it's the best spot. The Snag Burger is
Fouled into the backstop. Count goes to 1-1. First game here was on July 1st, 2008, and it was against a team that the Range Riders know well, the team they've played the most in history. Great Falls Voyagers, a 9-7 victory in the first ever game of this stadium. Of course, the Mustangs play into Range Rider history as this one is lifted down the right field line. Kootway over to it and grabs it for out number 2. First ever game in Glacier Bank Park history, then called just Flathead Field. In June of 2022, it was a victory for the Billings Mustangs over the Glacier Range Riders. Range Riders on the next night would take down the Mustangs. And ended up winning the series over Billings. Epic game that was. Gabe Howell hit a home run. Actually, scratch that. Livingston Morris hit a home run in the 9th where Gabe Howell was along on the base pass. That tied the game in the bottom of the 9th against the Mustangs. The 2nd game ever in the Flathead Valley. And then in the knockout round, it was Livingston Morris that gave the Range Riders the win. First ever knockout round in Range Rider franchise history that evening. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off by Jake Millen. Millen a walk. His first trip to the plate.
hell yeah. Oh, that makes up for the lack of record.
Ball up and away. Do have confirmation in the YouTube chat that Chandlerite is the correct term. Thanks, PK. Also known as the Silicone Desert or Tumbleweed Town. Ball outside, the count goes full, 3-2. Next pitch will be the 15th of the frame, fired by Tucker into Millen. Beard on first, reaching on a walk. It's ball 4, Millen Earns his second free pass. The league leader in walks is up to double digits. And politely hands his gear to the bat boy. I gotta ask you if that's something they've talked about, or maybe I've just seen it because you do it on walks. So structured. The Range Riders have walked a ton. I'm happy that I nailed Chandler right, because that was from the hip. It was not a planned bit, and I was not looking up what do you call somebody from Chandler, Arizona. I'll take it. I guess you could call him a Chandlerin, like a Montanan. There's a Chandlerin, but that just doesn't sound right. Chandlerites, the plug. 2 outs, runners on first and second. 2-0 Range Rider lead here in the top of the third inning. First pitch in, swung on, carrying out to left field off the bat of Jacob Steele. Looking up at it and off the wall. 1 run home, 2 run home as Millen scores. It's a 2 RBI double from Jacob Steele. It's 4-0 Range Riders. What a sweet swing from Steele. He had a swing in batting practice that went all the way to where the cars are parked on the street beyond left field, which is a healthy ride you got to give the ball. So maybe there's something about Billings, Montana that Steele loves batting here, and it showed on that first double by him of the day. Called strike into Donovan Ratfield, who's 0 for 1, popped out to first. 0-1, 2 outs. Top of the third inning, Range Riders add a pair with 2 outs. Clutch swing by Steele as a swing and a miss makes it 0-2 on Donovan Ratfield. Oh-2 count, 2 outs. Tucker through 3 innings, already up to 60 pitches. Range Riders making him work. The 0-2 2-out pitch. And that one hit Donovan Ratfield. And they're going to say that he leaned into it. Breaking ball up and in. And Todd Pratt expresses his displeasure as he's walking by the home plate umpire. And we're going to take a commercial break. Range Riders do add 2 as Donovan Ratfield gets punched out on the hit by pitch that they said he leaned into. We'll be right back.
Thinking about where to host your next office event? Book the indoor event space at Glacier Bank Park. With a capacity up to 145 people, our indoor event space is a flexible, year-round venue ideal for accommodating receptions, conferences, and holiday parties. The spacious layout boasts impressive stadium and mountain views, providing the perfect setting for guests to mingle, network, and celebrate. Book your office party today at glacierbankpark.com.
Innovation has always been at the core of Johns Manville. From advanced testing labs to real-world job sites, we rethink what roofing can deliver. Through science, precision engineering, and decades of real-world experience, we engineer commercial roofing systems that deliver lasting performance. At Johns Manville, innovation means listening, learning, and building solutions that meet today's needs while preparing for what's next. This is progress with purpose.
Montana, the Range Riders lead 4-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. This does officially clinch the 4th game where the Range Riders have scored at least 4 runs. Offensive struggles obviously last year. Range Riders had 32 games in which they scored 3 or less runs, so obviously still possible. As there's a swing and a miss to start it by Cam Uren. But Going at least 4 for 4 from the offense in terms of run production is a very nice thing to see. Ball makes the count 1-1. The numbers of close games last year, that was certainly a painstaking one. The Range Riders played 37 games that were decided by 1 run or less. This one hit on the ground towards first. Fielded by Carson Garner, who flips to Langston covering, does a good job there. On the defense from the pitcher. 3-1 put out in your scorebook. 1 gone, and A.J. Shaver, speedy center fielder, steps up. Shaver on the season, 167 batting average, just 2 hits and 12 ABs. Does have 2 RBIs. In addition to the 37 games decided by 1 run, the Range Riders had another 11 games that were decided by 2 runs. That's 48 total games, half the season decided by 2 runs or less. Called ball into A.J. Shaver. Is not good for the long-term health of both myself and PK. The 1-0. Hit a foul down the third base line. Needs a good play, and the throw won't be in time. Good speed from Shaver, as all Rover could do was try and make the play on it because it was going to stay fair. It looked like the whole way because the grass bogged it down quite a bit. Infield single. Tough one for Langston, who hit his spot on it. 1 gone as we flip over the lineup card. Cam Bowen with a strikeout looking the first time up. Out of those 37 one-run games, Range Riders lost 20 of them. Runners going. Ratfield didn't get a good enough reception on the ball, and a stolen base by A.J. Shaver puts him in scoring position. Shaver right now just trying to produce a run any way that he can. 1-0 count, 1 out. Call the ball. Count goes to 2-0. That one might have been one that just clipped the bottom of the zone on the way down, but fooled the umpire because of where it ended up. 2 balls, no strikes into Bowen. Hit on the ground to short, fielded by Steele. The throw to first gets out Bowen. Good job by Steele. Shaver never thought about going to third. Immediately back to the bag because it was right in his path. And that's exactly what Langston needed as John McHenry steps up. A strikeout swinging for McHenry. I think I started to say this, but I emphasize 37 games, 1 run or less, because technically there were some games that were tie games in terms of the final score, but the knockout round, which is the extra inning alternative, that happened in 11 games last year. So really, only 26 games were 1-run games. There was 11 that would have gone to extra innings if we were in any other league besides the Pioneer League. And the Range Riders lost 5 of those knockout rounds. 1-0, 2-out pitch. Off the rib cage again. It's 2-0 now as the fans, they're getting the wave in. And I'm going to avoid sharing my opinion on the wave. I'm okay with it right here, but it's very situational. Swing and a miss. Unless it's a blowout one way or the other and you're in the maybe 6th inning or beyond, I'm very anti-wave. In the zone. 2-2, 2 outs, runner on second. Deuce is wild here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. This would still be a situation where I wouldn't like, you got a 2-out and a runner in scoring position. Just lock in. Called, strike 3. Langston sits down McHenry as he's looking, and the Range Riders scamper to the dugout with a 4-0 lead as we head to the 4th.
Welcome to Magoo & Company, a third-generation family-owned business nestled in the heart of downtown Whitefish. We offer a dazzling array of diamonds, ethically sourced Montana sapphires, and captivating custom designs that capture the essence of Montana's natural beauty. From jewelry design and appraisals to cleaning, repairs, and gemologist consulting, your satisfaction is our priority. Experience the magic of Magoo & Company and discover the perfect piece to celebrate life's special moments.
Bottom scratch that top of the fourth inning here in Billings, Montana. The Glacier Range Riders with a 4-0 edge over their cross-state rivals. Ball upstairs to Tommy Rover, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI double. That's a ball low and away, and the count goes to 2-0.
Several walks, several laps around.
And this one down the left field line, just foul. Great contact from Rover. Seen really good stuff from him thus far. Really loved what I've seen. Again, packs a punch. Not a big frame, but you got to think, man. That the scrappiness factor is certainly there. He just seems like a gamer. That one misses inside. The count goes to 3-1. Three-1, taken to left field. Backing up and making the grab is Uran for out number 1. Great contact on the 3-1 hitter's count. Just put it right at Uran to run back and grab it. This one hammered to left field by Singer. Once again, Uran called upon. This time closer to the line, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Singer at an RBI ground out his first time up. And now Kyle Ashworth will try and fight off a 1-2-3 frame. First pitch in from Ashworth. Might have been take all the way there as the 68th pitch by Tucker hits the zone. Downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looping breaker in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. That's that one slashed foul down the left field line. Range Riders rocking road red tops, gray pants, black hats. And on the other side, it's white tops, white bottoms, red pants for the Billings Mustangs. And through to the left side Kyle Ashworth, a 2-out base knock to keep this inning going a little bit. Just a nice piece of oppo hitting, get it on the ground, 2-strike swing. Well done by Ash. J.D. McLaughlin now back up, his 3rd trip to the plate against Josh Tucker. 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out for J.D. The 0-1 pitch with a runner on first, excuse me, a foul ball that gets Muniz in a bad spot. And he's down there rolling around right now. Still down. Oof. Craig Maddox, manager of this Mustang squad, out to put a hand on his back. Trainer not out, and I'm assuming because we know what exactly happened. And maybe it hit him in the wrist. Waiting a second before calling on their athletic trainer, Lauren Francis. She's up and past the top step. As Muniz is applauded, staying in this contest. Muniz, the product of Naranjito, Puerto Rico. 0-2 count, 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. Ashworth on first, steal threat over there. As McLaughlin watches inside. McLaughlin does not have a steal yet this year. Mainly because he's hit a lot of extra base hits. It feels like most of his hits have gone either doubles or that big home run he had on opening night. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. Inside, and he gets out of the way of it, to the appreciation of our home plate umpire, who called that leaned into strike 3 on Ratfield in the last frame. Way in the dirt, Ashworth easily gets to second, thinks about third, but holds back. Count goes full now, as the wild pitch puts Kyle Ashworth in scoring position. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And it's a ball outside. Muniz did what he could to try and fold it into the zone, but McLaughlin walks, and 78 pitches thrown by Josh Tucker now. Ashworth kept this inning alive with a 2-out base knock, and now Logan Beard, who has a walk and a strikeout thus far, comes to the plate himself. Big opportunity for the Range Riders to really put a dent in this one, especially if they can just extend the inning for Tucker, whose next pitch will be his 80th after throwing a ball to start the at-bat. 1-0 count, 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. McLaughlin on first, Ashworth on second. A lot of speed on the base paths for the Glacier Range Riders. Sky high, shallow right field. Kootway moving in, but he slows and grabs for out number 3. 19 pitches thrown in the frame by Tucker after a 1-2 start to the inning. Ashworth and McLaughlin reach, but no more. It's 4-0 Range Riders as we head to the bottom half of inning number 4.
Need a space that offers both a place to dine and an area to mingle in style? Book the Hideaway and Corner Suite at Glacier Bank Park. You and up to 50 guests will enjoy full catering services in the Hideaway, and incredible mountain views and comfortable furnishings in the luxury Corner Suite. This versatile combination offers a space to dine and a place to relax, creating the perfect arrangement for guests looking to mingle, network, and celebrate. Book your office party today at glacierbankpark.com.
Glacier Range Riders lead the Billings Mustangs 4-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Part of the order due up right now, 3, 4, and 5 in Soper, Kootway, and Muniz.
Go, Michael!
Now batting third baseman number 37, Michael Soper.
Range Riders' first game in Billings in the 2026 season. Battle of the undefeateds in the PBL. 2 out of 3 of them are here tonight. The other one is in Modesto, California. The Modesto Roadsters, new addition to the league. One of 2 California teams to be folded in after the departures of the Grand Junction Jackalopes and the Rocky Mountain Vibes. Northern Colorado midway through last season. Took a hiatus, which turned into a departure as well. This one is called a ball. Bradfield and Langston didn't touch their head, but Steele, the shortstop back there, he might have touched his head. Wanted a challenge. 1-2. Way outside. That one didn't need a challenge. It definitely missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And make it 3-2.
Actually, the Range Riders got to Billings before the Mustangs did. Had a shorter drive coming from
Payoff pitch here to lead off batter of the inning. Michael Soper, who had a base knock his first trip. Hits it to right field, and kind of similar to his last one, a base knock by Soper. Hard contact for a single into right. Tonight's Glacier Range Riders broadcast is brought to you by Johns Manville, a trusted leader in roofing and insulation solutions for home, businesses, and beyond. Built on quality performance and innovation, Johns Manville helps protect what matters most. Proud to support Range Riders baseball. Pickoff attempt over to first. Range Riders really limited pickoff attempts in the first 3 games against the Voyagers. But just trying to keep Soper honest over there. Runners going. Ratfield to throw into second. Safe at second. Looked pretty in time on the throw, but they're giving it to Soper, and a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Pitch was called a strike, so at least the Range Riders got that. A 1. And that one is low and away. Langston couldn't believe it when he turned around there and saw that was called safe. The 1-1, hit on the ground towards short. Steele swallows it and spits it to first. Soper stays put at second. Really good job by Langston to get ground balls to the left side of the infield when a guy's been on second. He's handcuffed multiple players to the bag. Charlie Muniz now steps in. Muniz, 300 batting average, 2 RBIs for the catcher. Aforementioned out of Puerto Rico. First pitch misses to the big right-hander. 6'2", 220 pounds. Video game numbers at Cumberland's, where he finished up his collegiate career. The 1-0, 1-out pitch. Called a strike on the upper outside corner. Got a Acquired in a midseason trade last year with the Lexington Legends, hit .230 with 4 home runs in 33 games with the Mustangs. 4 seasons at the University of the Cumberlands. That one can't be placed in the lower outside corner, 2-1. He was a 4-time NAIA first-team All-American, 2025 NAIA Player of the Year. Hit 36 home runs in 1 season, which is absurd. Fouled off, and the count goes to 2-2. He is also the all-time NAIA home run leader. He had 115 in his career at the University of the Cumberlands. Out in Kentucky. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners going, swing and a miss, and Ratfield could care less about Soper swiping the bag. Patrick Mills now, big opportunity for this Mustang squad. Reached on a leadoff single for Soper. And then he stole second before Kootway grounded out, and then on the strikeout to Muniz, he stole third. He's waiting there for somebody to knock him home. There is a decent chance a wild pitch should score him. Pretty good one. As this one hit foul, but good response by Evan Langston, getting up 0-2. Despite the fact that he maybe thought better of the call at second when Soper looked to maybe have been caught by a throw there from Ratfield. Just kept on keeping on and got 2 outs. Now an 0-2 against Billings' best bat. Missing outside, 1-2. Langston on 56 pitches right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning, 4-0 Range Rider lead here in Billings, Montana. Pitch in, on the ground, and beyond the dive of Garner. Base knock and an RBI single by Patrick Mills in the first home run of the 2026 season for the Billings Mustangs. Is Soper crossing home and Mills bringing him across. 4-1 the scoreline goes. 2-out knock, which the Range Riders had a 2 RBI double in the top of the 3rd inning. That proved to be pretty clutch. Up comes CJ Valdez. Check swing back to Langston. Should be routine. He'll flip it underhand to Garner, who sees it into his glove for out number 3. A tough play with Ratfield nearly getting the runner at second, and Soper ends up coming around to score. The shutout is gone, but the Range Riders still lead 4-1.
At Johns Manville, it's always been about people, the people who design the systems, the people who build them, and the people who depend on them to perform every day. That's why we approach commercial roofing with care, collaboration, and respect for what's at stake, because every roof protects more than a building. It protects people, livelihoods, and peace of mind. That's the responsibility we stand behind. Johns Manville Commercial Roofing Systems.
Top of the 5th inning. We got trivia happening this inning, so strap up for hopefully learning something new or telling me you already knew something. Leading off this inning, however, is Carson Garner, and here is your weird thing of the day. Not only is Carson Garner the name of the first baseman for the Glacier Range Riders tonight, second-year player out of Murray State, but Carson Garner is also the name of a member of the 2024 Montana State University Billings men's golf team. There's a Carson Garner from Hot Springs, Arkansas. That was a transfer from Arkansas Monticello. File that under weird. It doesn't mean anything, but Carson Garner, maybe a somewhat common name. There's another Carson on the team. I can't think of another Garner, but it's out there apparently, and there's a kid from Hot Springs, Arkansas that was a collegiate athlete in golf in the town we're playing in that has the exact same name. A couple years ago, though, so not straight on. We don't have two Carson Garners in the same town. Called strike, count goes to 2-1. That's your weird rabbit hole of the day. It, of course, is trivia time, as thought there was a strike called there, but it was all balls. 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning. The Range Riders, they love to walk, as we do have a new pitcher into the contest here, so I guess we at least introduce the new arm. Nate Nakarato comes into the game, and a called strike hits the zone against Jake Millen. Nakarato, a right-hander, so a different look for everybody. Nakarato, the 0-1. Hit on the ground and just gobbled up by McHenry. The throw is low, but grabbed by Mills. Great job on McHenry to get to that one. Didn't look like he had a chance when it came off the bat, but the ground took a fair amount out of it. And Garner does advance to second. So with one out, Jacob Steele has an opportunity with a runner in scoring position. Swing and a miss, a late swing there from Steele. Count goes to 0-1. Real quick, the new pitcher, Nakarato, Pecos League guy, also from Spokane, Washington, same hometown as the starting pitcher, Josh Tucker. Played for the Tucson Saguaros last year. Some dancing on second by Garner. Fouled off by Steele. Count goes to 0-2. Your trivia question. This one's deep in the books somewhere. Who was the only Rookie of the Year award winner to be a Seattle Pilot? The Pilots, a brief existence, very brief. As that one goes all the way to the backstop, slipped out of the hands of Nakarato. Count goes to 1-2. Now it's a sacrifice opportunity for Steele to try and bring across Garner after the wild pitch. Brief history of the Seattle Pilots, but there's a name that you know who was a Rookie of the Year. By the way, Garner walked because of the pitch clock violation that started the inning on Nakarato. The 1-2. Count goes to 2-2 as that one misses. Funny enough, this player actually technically didn't win the Rookie of the Year award with the Seattle Pilots. He just was a Seattle Pilot at one time in the spring training of the year he won. Call the ball. Challenge by Muniz. And it'll be up to the ABS to see if he's punched. It is a confirmed ball, and the Mustangs lose a challenge on that one. Great call by our home plate umpire. It looked like a strike to me, so the machine did better than I did. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on third. Late swing, staying alive. this player that won the Rookie of the Year award is probably more well known for being a manager, and funny enough, of the Seattle professional baseball team, a Mariners manager. The AL Rookie of the Year with the Kansas City Royals in 1969, it is Lou Piniella. What is that? Deep one in the history books, as there's a call, strike 3. Steele, a long look at it before biting the bullet and walking back to the dugout. Donovan Ratfield with 2 outs here, big moment. Range Riders would love it if Ratfield could punch somebody home. That situation right there is maybe where the Range Riders' strikeout numbers being so high coming back to haunt them, because you don't want to strike out in the situation with a runner on third, 1 out. Ratfield sees a strike and the count goes to 0-1. The great Lou Piniella, who gave us a lot of really good ejections. Also was a decent manager. I guess we'll give him that as well. The Mariners from 93 to 2002. The 1-1 pitch. Goes back, Carson Garner. I think Garner's playing a little bit and getting in the head of Nakaratu. Nakaratu did not get 1 out recorded in his first outing of the season and allowed 3 runs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing, a miss by Ratfield. Two, 2 outs. Runner on third. Can the Range Riders take advantage of the leadoff walk? Pitch in from Nakaratu. On the ground, through the right side of the infield, and Donnie Ratfield has himself an RBI single, and the Range Riders answered the Billings run with one of their own. It's 5-1 Glacier. Ratfield now on first for Tommy Rover, stepping to the plate. Donovan Ratfield, Mr. Clutch. Him and Steele, who did strike out earlier this inning, but both of them have knocked in a ton of runs in the early going. On the ground, right side. This time McHenry finds it and fires to first for out number 3. Nakaratu allows a run thanks to the Donovan Ratfield RBI single. It's 5-1 Glacier as we're halfway home.
Range Riders fans, Glacier Bank Park offers a variety of suites to accommodate groups of all sizes, from small gatherings to parties of up to 65 people. The balcony views and exclusive services create a premium experience for celebrations, reunions, and outings of all kinds. Enjoy the convenience and comfort of your private space, breathtaking Montana scenery, and high-level action on the field, while our dedicated hospitality team creates an unforgettable experience for you and your family, friends, or business associates.
Welcome to Magoo & Company, a third-generation family-owned business nestled in the heart of downtown Whitefish. We offer a dazzling array of diamonds, ethically sourced Montana sapphires, and captivating custom designs that capture the essence of Montana's natural beauty. From jewelry design and appraisals to cleaning, repairs, and gemologist consulting, your satisfaction is our priority. Experience the magic of Magoo & Company and discover the perfect piece to celebrate life's special moments.
Glacier Range Riders a 5-1 lead here halfway through this contest against the Billings Mustangs. Evan Langston in his first professional start is through 4 innings of work. He has thrown 58 pitches in that time, 1 run against him. Langston, California native, and if he finishes off this start pretty good, then the rotation for the Range Riders is at least 4 strong. Pitch missing inside to Cam Uran, who grounded out to first his first time up. One out coming in. Foul ball. 1-1. Range Riders in general really happy with this inaugural week of the season thus far. 1-1 pitch in. Breaking ball dropped off a shelf to a swing and miss from Uran. Got some scores to update you on. Let's start with the Great Falls Voyagers hosting the Idaho Falls Chuckers. It is Chuckers 8, Great Falls 4. So earlier when I said the Voyagers had the lead, and that made the Range Riders look better, now it's the opposite way around. The Chuckers with a 4-run edge, 12 runs in the first less than 5 innings in the Electric City. The Ogden Raptors have a 6-2 lead over the Boise Hawks at Memorial Stadium in Boise, Idaho. 2-2. Call the ball. Third baseman Rover wanted it. He started a little skip in the jump. He wanted the pass around the horn to come and find him. Leadoff single last inning led to a run. Now the 3-2. Hit over and beyond. Singer at second base. And it's a leadoff single once again. A 3-2 count. Langston does not want to allow those walks, so he allows the single instead. The Mustangs out hitting the Range Riders 6-4. Range Riders, of course, have the advantage in the best number on the scoreboard, which is runs scored. AJ Shaver, infield single, his first time up. Swing, and home plate umpire said he went. Count goes to 0-1. Paddleheads with a 2-0 lead over the Yuba Sutter Freebirds. That's who the Paddleheads are facing now as they swap opponents with the Long Beach Coast, who head down to Oakland. That's another situation trying to figure out. Hey, Missoula had a couple really good games against Oakland. Is Missoula going to be really good, or is Oakland maybe a step below what they were last year when they had a phenomenal regular season and finished it off with a PBL crown? 1 ball, 1 strike into Shaver. Swing and a miss, late to it. 88 on the gun there on the fastball from Langston. The Long Beach Coast are leading the Oakland Ballers 2-0 in the early going at Raimondi Park. So Paddleheads and the Coast up 2-0 in California, and Modesto and Red Pocket yet to get going. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Langston. Two-two pitch in the bottom of the 5th inning with nobody out and a runner on first. Low and away. Langston's been made to work a lot more this inning, it feels like. But just in general over the past 2, Billings obviously got that 2-out base knock to bring a runner home. Another 3-2 pitch, this time into AJ Shaver, the 6'1", 215-pound center fielder. Get on the ground towards second. The throw for 1, they get it. They're never going to get 2 with Shaver's speed, but a big first out of the inning on a 3-2 fielder's choice. 3-2 being the count. It was a 6-4 fielder's choice in your scorebook. 3-2 fielder's choices do happen, but that's usually with the bases loaded on a ground ball over to the first baseman.
Let's go, Cam! Come on, Cameron!
One gone, bottom of the fifth, and we flip over the lineup card for the third time for the Billings Mustangs. Cam Bowen will see the 71st pitch from Evan Langston. Golf attempt over to first. AJ Shaver stole a base his last time he got to first, right after he reached on an infield single. And he's running on the first pitch here, and it goes all the way to the backstop. And now he's going to third, the throw in, and that was a foolish decision. And they will give it to him for obstruction, I believe. He ran into somebody there. I didn't see if it was Singer or Steele, but a stolen base and then an advance to third on the wild pitch is what it will go down as. Bowen misses, and the count's 2-0 to Bowen. I knew Shaver was going the whole way. He wanted that bag. Had a team high 32 stolen bases across 75 games last year, did Shaver. And even though he's struggled hitting the ball in the early part of this season, he is now 4 for 4 on stolen bases. 2-0 count coming into Cam Bowen. 1 out, so the sacrifice is in play. Range Rider pitching coach Will Oman out to have a conversation as the group of 3, Ratfield, Oman, and Langston, converse on the bump. Two-0 count, hitters count for Bowen to at least try and get 1 after the Range Riders scored 1 in the top half of the frame. And it's below the zone. It's 3-0 now. Rio pitch does get over the plate. It goes to 3-1. It's ball 4 and a walk issued to Bowen. Now this will be interesting because Bowen's got wheels on first base. 28 stolen bases for him, and they have shown they're not worried about running on Ratfield behind the plate. They also got John McHenry up at the dish, who has 2 strikeouts. First pitch into the zone on McHenry. Count goes to 0-1. The 0-1 hit on the ground. Back to Langston. The throw to second. The throw to first is on target and in time. A 1-6-3 double play, and Shaver stranded on third base. He never ran home. I don't know why. But we head to the 6th. It's the Range Riders still leading 5-1. Welcome back. It is the top of the 6th inning. A weird play finished that last one off. I guess with one out there, as this one's hit to short, bobbled, and it will be Kyle Singer reaching on the E6. Range Riders will take it, and Singer was running hard down the first base line the whole time. So maybe you take that as just a little bit Bowen seeing out of the corner of his eye and putting a little pressure on him. Thinking back to that last play, I'm guessing just with one out, Langston, once he fielded that, then Shaver just went immediately back to the bag and didn't want to test him from going home. But it looked like the whole time Langston didn't look him back to the bag. So I was kind of confused by the fact that he didn't try and make a dart for it, because as soon as that throw is released by Steele to first, I'm running and trying to see if that play's not made at first, if you can catch then the Range Rider first baseman Carson Garner napping. But I've also been seeing the Range Riders' defensive or offensive approach, which is aggressive base running. And other than steals, haven't necessarily seen a big enough sample size from the Mustangs. Top of the 6th inning here, 3-0 count to Kyle Ashworth, as time is called with a bullpen pitch getting into play. Warm-ups going on there. We'll see how much longer Langston is set to stay. 3-0 pitch coming home. Whoa, nowhere near. Pretty uncompetitive ball 4, and the bases have 2 on. J.D. McLaughlin stepping back up to the plate. McLaughlin, obviously a tremendous athlete himself. I was mentioned in Chandler, Arizona, which, not just in the same hometown, are there 2 guys playing on this field, as we see time called, and Dennis Rasmussen coming out to have a conversation with Nakaratu. But in the same household for J.D. McLaughlin, there's 2 very good athletes, at least, that have come out of there. I don't know about any other siblings, but I know his brother, Alex McLaughlin, phenomenal athlete. Played at Northern Arizona University originally as a safety for the Lumberjacks. That's in Flagstaff, Arizona, before transferring to the University of Washington. And as somebody who myself is a son of a Washington Husky football player, I am obviously somebody who follows the team pretty closely. And Alex McLaughlin, phenomenal campaign last year for the Huskies. 6'2", 204-pound safety. He was all over the place, honorable Big Ten mention from both the coaches poll and the media poll at the end of the fall season. Had 2 interceptions in the win over Washington State, which certainly felt good. J.D. McLaughlin squaring a bunt, drops it down the third base line, but it's foul. There's a ball as McLaughlin holds back on that one. There is another McLaughlin brother, as I wanted to make sure to kind of didn't leave anybody out. Squared the bunt, pulled it back again, missed. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs, top of the 6th inning. Alex and JD's brother Trenton is a very good basketball player. At least check where he's currently at, but was at Northern Arizona. Called a strike on the outside corner there. Started his career at Central Connecticut State, finished it at Northern Arizona. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire. Count goes to 3-2. Trenton averaged 22.1 points per game in his senior year at NAU, 16.6 as a junior. So yeah, when you think about, I mean, is there like a cousin that's a good hockey player? Because they got baseball, football, and basketball all covered, and J.D. McLaughlin has a no-out walk, and it's bases loaded for Logan Beard. Craig Maddox will come out and bring in a new pitcher, as I can go down the Trenton McLaughlin rabbit hole. So youngest brother Alex is in his senior year at the University of Washington, slated to be a big factor for the Washington Huskies this fall. JD's obviously right here with us. And Trenton McLaughlin, he's playing professional sports. He most recently was playing professional basketball in Lithuania. 6'6", small forward in Lithuania. 13.1 points per game most recently in this past season. You're down the rabbit hole talking about Lithuanian basketball, and it's all connected because Alex McLaughlin on first. His brother is the one playing for the Lithuanian League, but it is a roundabout way to get there. But anytime I get a chance to mention the Lithuanian Professional Basketball League, I'm doing it. Non-stop sports watching for the McLaughlin family. And of course, his parents, very good athletes themselves. McLaughlin's mom, Ann, was a track athlete in college. His dad was a baseball player. And non-stop sporting practices throughout those McLaughlin boys' days, I'm sure. He's on first. Ashworth is on second. Singer's on third. The bases are loaded for Logan Beard, who had a great day yesterday with a couple hits for the Range Riders. And this is a nice opportunity for the man nicknamed Coach to step up against Ritter Steinman. Returner for this squad, he's from Oroville, California. 6'3", 195-pound right-hander. Steinman makes his first appearance of this 2026 season for the Stangs, and it's up against Logan Beard. Beard with a .400 batting average coming into this contest, but 0 for 2 today. Right down the middle. Count goes to 0-2. Swung on to right field. It's down for a base knock. Extra bases for Logan Beard. Off the wall. 1 home, 2 home. Green light to send J.D. McLaughlin there, and he's in standing. It's a 3 RBI double for Logan Beard, and the Range Riders are up 8-1. Just about as good as you want it from Logan Beard, who is so fundamentally sound. Watching him during batting practice today, he was shouting out every direction every time he stepped into the cage, which is obviously part of the script in general, but not many guys, when it's the opposite round and you're trying to hit it oppo, do it perfectly oppo every single time. And then he said up the middle, boom, up the middle every single time. That one, a nice slice to the opposite right center field gap, and a huge punch to the jaw of the Mustangs for the Range Riders to earn a 7-run cushion. Swing and a miss by Garner. Count goes to 0-2. Ritter Steinman, I'll talk about him more instead of the McLaughlins, who I'll get to talk about for 92 more games this season. Don't you worry. Foul ball by Garner. Ritter Steinman, first appearance of the season. Went 3-0 last year, a 4.88 ERA, 42 strikeouts in just under 28 innings. He did grab a Pitcher of the Week award in Week 13 of the PBL season. That's a ball low and away. Before that, he was in the Pecos League, where he played for the Garden City Wind. Had very good numbers there. Finished up his collegiate career with Kansas Wesleyan University. Out there in the NAIA with the Coyotes. Called a ball. Billings, if they get a challenge wrong, they're out. So they got to bite the bullet. You notice that in the MLB ranks certainly this year with the challenge system. That if a team misses a challenge early, then they're really handcuffed because they don't want to lose one and be out late in the game. So that one's challenge. If they got 2 challenges, they're challenging that one because they want to punch out Garner. They need an out. Nobody gone here in the top of the 6th. Instead, had to bite the bullet. And now a 3-2 pitch into Carson Garner. And it's outside. Garner works a walk. Range Riders are just absolute pests at the plate. I was leaning into it a little bit the past couple games in Great Falls, just because you're trying to figure out how good that Great Falls squad actually is. And obviously, jury's still out, still trying to figure that out. But the Range Riders have a similar approach here in Billings and have been hard putouts consistently. And they're technically being out-hit by Billings, but it doesn't matter. They're up by 7. Just a shocking scoreline. They took advantage of the error to start the inning, the E6 that allowed Kyle Singer to reach. 2 walks, and then Beard came through with the big hit. A bases clearing double. 8-1 Glacier. Now runners on first and second. Up and away to Jake Millen. Steps into the left-handed batter's box, does the switch hitter. Millen looks very at home in red, the former FAU Owl. 2 balls, no strikes. And that one missed inside. And Steinman can't buy a strike right now. Warm-ups were going on in the pen for the Range Riders. Somewhat casually. 3-0 pitch. A ball loads the bases with no outs for the second time this inning. That one, finally, a get-me-over strike. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 3-2. Millen, 2 walks on the day. League leader in walks, Jake Millen. Through 3.5 games. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Popped up, foul out of play, a souvenir. Range Riders are, of course, back at home next Tuesday when they take on the Great Falls Voyagers. Make sure to join us for the home opener for the Glacier Range Riders. 6:35 p.m. start time, and you can't miss fireworks post-game. 3-2 into Millen. Broke his back. A splinter is enough to retire that lumber for Jake Millen. Probably a little bit frustrated. Man, that's a brutal one. Because he didn't totally get cracked on it, but it just took off a scrape of the edge of that bat. And now he's going to go in there and replace it with a fully black bat. Let's see if that brings him some success. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Steinman, after coming in as a relief option in this inning, will throw his 17th pitch since he entered. The 3-2 pitch in from Steinman to Millen. Foul ball again. At least Millen made contact with it. We'll do 3-2 once more. Runners on first and second. Beard, the man on second. Garner on first. And it's ball 4. The 4th walk of this inning. As Millen hands off his gear and probably is in the back of his mind thinking, man, broke a bat for a walk. If you're going to swap it out for a new one, you want to at least earn a home run or something that at bat. He'll take it though. On-base percentage goes up for the best walker in the league. No outs, bases loaded once again for the Range Riders. Up and in, and the count goes to 1-0. Range Riders have found a way to attack opposing bullpens. They harassed the Voyagers' arms in relief. And now 4 runs in the 5th and 6th inning combined already. Swing and a miss by Steele. Obviously, the Range Riders certainly could get more in this frame. Bases loaded, no outs for the 2nd time. The last time we had this opportunity, Beard wiped the bases clean with a 2-bagger. The 1-1. Carrying to center. Backing up is Shaver, and he will watch it go off the wall. Steele's trotting around. And now the throw will come to third. They're saying it's a home run. That baby is gone. It went off the top of the yellow on the wall. It's a grand slam from Jacob Steele. And despite the fact that it bounced in, he knew it all the way. He was trotting all the way. And the Range Riders bring in 4 on one swing of the bat from Jacob Steele. It's a grand slam. It is the first professional home run of his career, and he does it, bringing in 4. It is 12-1 Glacier. Beard, Garner, Millen all join Steele in crossing home plate, and Ratfield now steps up. 12-1 Glacier, a 7 spot put up in the 6th. In a battle of the undefeateds, the Range Riders hold a strong upper hand. And it's 2-0. Steele knew it off the bat. He gave a little flip to it, and he started into the trot right away, and it is deep out there in center field. It just had enough. Good job by our umpiring crew to make sure that the relay by the Mustangs was all for naught. A 3-0 count. Call the strike. Range Riders have absolutely blown the doors off this thing. Beard with a 3 RBI double. Steele with a grand slam, the first of the season. That's ball 4, and another walk just keeps the game of Ring Around the Rosie going. It is still nobody gone in the top of the 6th inning. Tommy Rover steps up. It feels like with a 7 spot put up, the Range Riders should have batted around this inning. And technically now they have, all 9 have stepped to the plate. And now this is sky high down the right field line. Rover watching it fly. Tommy Rover, that ball is in the clouds, and the Range Riders tally 9 in the 6th inning. A 2-run blast, goodbye baseball. Still nobody gone in the 6th. It is 14-1. Holy smokes, the height on that one was probably a bigger number than the final distance, as Tommy Rover has the first home run of his professional career. And finally, the man who started this inning off by reaching on an error will step back to the plate. Every single Range Rider has gotten in on the fun, reaching base safely in this half inning. Ritter Steinman does not record an out in his debut for the 2026 season, and they'll pass off the ball to another member after 27 pitches, ultimately unsuccessful by Steinman. The Range Riders, once again, for the third time in 4 games, will score double figures, putting up an absurd number in this half inning alone. And the craziest thing is the Range Riders have 14 runs on 7 hits. That walk number, obviously so instrumental, as the only hits in this half inning were scoring plays. The 3 RBI double by Beard, the grand slam by Steele, that's 7 runs right there, and then the home run by Rover. All of the guys got on via a walk other than Singer, who we'll see in a moment, who got on with the error to start the inning. That's the only unearned run of this inning. Everything else will be earned. They would have got to 2 outs, then they would have had some unearned runs on the scoreboard, but unfortunately for the duo of Steinman and Nakarato, only 1 will be unearned, and that'll be against Nakarato. Final line for Steinman is going to be one that he'd like to forget, and he'll have to work a little bit to be able to work the ERA down after it's taken a bruising with 6 runs allowed and no outs recorded. Singer back to the plate in a 14-1 Range Rider lead. New pitcher into the contest is Joe Maselli. Maselli will try his hand at the Range Riders. First pitch coming into Kyle Singer, who's 0 for 3 technically with that reached on an error his last time. Still looking for his first hit as a Range Rider. Singer finished up his collegiate career in Winter Park, Florida at Rollins College. Phenomenal player there. Called strike, count goes to 1-1. His senior season hit 458 for the Rollins Tars, T-A-R-S, Tars. A called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Maselli into the contest. 1 1/3 innings pitched this year and a 27 ERA. That one upstairs to Singer. And the count goes to 2-2. Last year, Singer played in 23 games for the Sussex County Miners, I mentioned, coming over from the Frontier League. Had 7 hits in that time. Fouls this baby back. Now's as good a time as ever for him to find himself on the hit column as a Range Rider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No outs. Maselli into Singer. Swing and a miss, and finally the first out of this 6th inning is recorded for the Mustangs. A crowd cheer that feels more like sarcasm rather than true celebration. Maselli, last time out, 1/3 of an inning, 2 hits allowed 3 runs, all earned, had a walk and a strikeout. That was in 19 pitches against the Idaho Falls Chuckers. Ball upstairs, count goes to 1-0. Lefties are 3 for 3 against Maselli. Hits the zone. First lefty to see him is Kyle Ashworth. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ashworth 1 for 2 with a walk his last time up. An oppo ground ball single the time before that. This one goes grounder to second, fielded by McHenry, and the throw to first is on target and in time. 2 gone, 2 straight outs, and the crowds here in Billings cannot believe it. J.D. McLaughlin back up. And on an inning where there wasn't 9 runs across, if there wasn't 9 runs across, the percentage of this inning that I would have talked about J.D. McLaughlin and his family probably would have been like 50%. I really went to town talking about the McLaughlins. Instead, It's just a footnote in a superb inning, but McLaughlin might maybe talk about him a little bit more. That baby is off the top of the wall, and it is gone. A second home run that bounces back into play, and a second home run of the season for J.D. McLaughlin, a third of the inning. It is a 10 spot put up in the top of the sixth. A solo shot. Goodbye, baseball. 5-1 just a few minutes ago when we entered this inning. It is 15-1. The Range Riders are throttling one of the few remaining undefeated teams in the PBL. Logan Beard, who had a 3 RBI double earlier this inning, falls behind in the count 0-2. 2 outs, top of the sixth inning. Every single hit has been a scoring play. Fouled off. This is one of the most absurd stat lines for a single inning I have seen, and probably, when it comes down to it, one of the most absurd in franchise history. 3 home runs and a bases clearing double. And other than that, it was an error and 5 walks. Ball making it 1-2. Everybody scored at least 1 run this inning. J.D. McLaughlin has scored twice. Beard stays alive. This, I'm in disbelief, folks. And there's a ball. 2-2, 2 outs, 1 strike away from getting out of the best inning of the season by far for the Range Riders. This one back to the track, and if you're a Billings fan, you thankfully see Kootway come forward and make the grab for out number 3. The Range Riders, a staggering number, 10 runs scored in the 6th inning of play. It is Glacier 15, Billings 1 as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Glacier Bank Park is just so beautiful. The absolutely stunning views, the facility that we have, we're just very fortunate.
This is a place where people can gather throughout the community. The location of the park itself is centrally located within the valley, and as such, it keeps everybody coming from all the different municipalities throughout the valley, and really it's just a hub for the community to meet.
My favorite thing about coming to the ball field is seeing old friends, seeing the beautiful complex, and the staff, how friendly they are. They greet us with friendliness, and the seats are awesome.
We also get to connect with folks as far away as Boston that are here on vacation that actually want to come to a ballpark because I talk them into it because that's how special it is.
So we come to socialize. We love our group and we just have a really good time. Of course, we like watching the game too. And we like to win.
At Johns Manville, what we build starts with who we are. We are people champions, listening first, putting customers and teams at the center of every decision. We're driven by passion, always going the extra mile, always pushing ideas further. We perform, setting higher standards, delivering stronger results, and creating lasting value. And we protect our people, our customers, and the world around us, today and for generations to come.
Sixth inning, Billings, Montana. What a score line. 15 runs on just 8 hits by Glacier. Up steps Michael Soper to see the first pitch from Chris Canada. J.D. McLaughlin will back up and make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's exactly how Chris Canada likes it. The professional debut of the Southpaw. Canada steps into the contest, inheriting this lead. Canada from Newport, California originally. He'll turn 24 later this summer. He is the tallest player on this Range Rider squad this year, one of the tallest ever. I believe only behind Austin Steinfort, who is an inaugural season member, if you know Steinfort, who is around 6'9", 6'10". Chris Canada listed on the roster at 6'8", 230 pounds. Ball inside, count goes to 2-0. Chris Canada finished up his collegiate career at San Diego State University.
Yeah, depending on who's asking. Who's asking and why.
That ball slides over the zone, a challenge by Kutwe. It's their last challenge. They're out if they lose it. And he loses it. What a place to lose your last challenge. The count's 2-0. You're still ahead in the count. And I get it, it's a 15-1 game, but I don't know about that one. There was a lot of much needed outs that could have been left on the table on ball fours and everything like that last half inning, but the pitching staff and the catcher Muniz opted not to challenge as he walks anyway. Mustangs out of challenges. Tough place to be out, but I guess the thought process probably partially is, well, you know, doesn't matter, I guess. Up comes Charlie Muniz in the zone from Canada. Muniz 1 for 2, single and a strikeout. 4-year career at San Diego State University for Canada. Swing and a miss by Muniz. Over his 52 appearances for the Aztecs, a 6.72 ERA, 6 wins, pitched 142 innings, and had 153 strikeouts to 98 walks in his time. Just a little bit upstairs. Range Riders have both of their challenges remaining. If they need them, they'll probably use them if they think they can get a chance for a punchy. Things feel a lot different than the last time the Mustangs were up to bat. It was 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Uran led off the inning with a single. And then after a fielder's choice, a walk put runners on the corners with 1 out. But a 1-6-3 double play ended the frame. And then the Range Riders delivered a decisive top of the 6th inning, 10 runs put up. Canada asked for a new ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here, bottom of the 6th inning. Kutwe on first. This one golfed down the right field line. It is foul, out of play. Not out of play, but out of fair territory. 2-2 once more will come in from Canada. Put the book on Langston's day. What a great outing it was in his professional debut. 6 hits allowed, 1 run, and it was earned. 5 strikeouts and 1 walk. The 2-2 pitch in. Lifted again down the right field line. This one is out of play. Muniz 1 for 2, a single up the middle. Evan Langston in line for not only a very impressive debut, but his first professional victory. As that one's foul. Muniz proving to be trouble in getting put out. upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. Kootway on first. Range Riders don't want to start giving some free passes away. Canada kicks the leg, fires, swing and a miss. First professional strikeout by Chris Canada. And Donovan Raffield's trying to chase that ball down. As Canada didn't realize that he wanted to hold on to that baseball, and he says, hey, can we keep that? And Canada just flipped it towards the Billings dugout. Raffield had to play fetch for about 20 seconds there, trying to get his pitcher's first strikeout when his pitcher did not realize the importance of that ball. Canada family back home, I'm sure, though, appreciates Ratfield's tenaciousness in trying to get it back. Missing inside. This is Patrick Mills. Well, Mills 1 for 2, grounded into a double play and had a hit into right field. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning, 15-1 Range Rider lead. The 1-1 pitch. On the ground towards first. Backhand by Garner, who did not know how many outs there were because he fired it for the fielder's choice to second, and thankfully Jacob Steele was ready for that. And the Range Riders get out number 3. We got 3 innings to play, baby, and it's life's important questions coming right up in the 7th. Get ready, folks. We got a good one. We'll be right back. Scrape into the mitt of Muniz behind the plate. That one's called a strike as well, and the count goes to 0-2. Range Riders up 15-1 here, top of the 7th inning. And it is, of course, time for life's important questions. A ball low and away. The Mustangs are out of challenges. They cannot do anything about it. Swing and a miss. A 4-pitch strikeout by Maselli. All right, life's important questions here in the top of the 7th. As I believe we do have a defensive replacement. Bodie Wright is in at second base for John McHenry. Would you rather have to spend 24 hours in a row with a clown or a magician? That's your question. Would you rather spend 24 hours in a row with a clown or a magician? And I'm talking like kind of an annoying one either way. Not like one that like gets it, you know, has some feel, will vibe, and just hang out and just show you a cool trick when you want to see one. I'm talking like one that's kind of going to be doing their thing the whole time. This one, a tapper hit over towards first. Going to be kind of tricky. The flip. A good job by Naselli to cover it. Ground out by Jake Millen. And Jacob Steele now stepping up with a grand slam. His last trip to the plate. I'm thinking 24 hours. You would assume that you're going to have to go to sleep at some point. And I don't think that either of them would like keep you up, but still they'd be like just doing their thing. I'm saying like locked in a jail cell or like a, you know, a bedroom basically with them. And they're just maybe chilling, doing their thing in the corner or whatever, doing clown and magician stuff. I think there's something about a magician could be like making birds appear and doing whatever in the corner of the room while I try and take a little nap. The clown, I don't know if I could get any sleep. And I know you can survive 24 hours with no sleep, but just be a little bit more comfortable dozing off with a clown not in the building. Because there are nice clowns, there are fun clowns. There is just kind of an aura of creepiness with clowns. I'm not afraid of clowns, to be clear. 2-1 pitch. Fouled off by Jacob Steele. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Two again. Called. Strike 3. Steele watched it go by. And like a magician, Mazzelli turns, what was a 10-run top of the 6th, turns it into a 0 in the top of the 7th. 3 up, 3 down. Good sight to see if you're a Mustangs fan. The Range Riders still lead 15-1 as we stretch. Got a little funk in the stadium, bringing us to the bottom of the 7th. Hope you took some time to have a 7th inning stretch of your own, whether you're watching in Mountain Time nearing the 9 o'clock hour or you're on the East Coast near an 11 o'clock hour. Appreciate you tuning in. It's a 14-run game. We still got 114 people tuned in, which is a testament to y'all wanting to see another Range Rider victory. Whether it's for 1 inning, 1 pitch, or all 9, appreciate you tuning in, and appreciate Coca-Cola, whose tonight's broadcast is brought to you by. Whether you're cheering from the stands or listening from home, Nothing goes better with summer baseball than a Coke. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment because baseball tastes better with a Coke. Get your Coca-Cola products, because there's a called strike. At Glacier Bank Park on Tuesday, fireworks in just a few days. Home opener should be raucous. Expecting a big crowd to bring in what is right now, in most statistical categories, the best team in the PBL. This is a hard ball hit to Jacob Steele. He needs a big throw across the diamond, and the tag is not applied. Should be an infield hit, as Garner did the best he could to receive that one and try and place a tag on the hand of Valdez. So Canada allows his first base runner. Range Riders up 15-1 thanks to a 10-run sixth inning where we saw 3 home runs and 7 walks. Ball outside. Ball again, low and away. Chris Canada out for his second inning of work as a professional. PK tuning in the chat and saying that he'd rather spend his time with a magician. And I did not ask for specification, but he says specifically Job from Arrested Development, who is played by Will Arnett, if you know. That would be something. It would be something. That would be something. Two balls, 1 strike. Pull off of the bat, didn't go. Count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. On Cam Uran. He ran a single into right. Called strike in the bottom of the zone. Count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Canada versus Uran. Probably a good time pretty quickly here to tune in to the scores around the league. Maybe a couple of matchups closer than this one at 15-1. And that's outside. Canada misses. And he will walk 2 aboard with no outs. Let's do that. Let's look at scores around the league. As the page updates here in Great Falls, Montana, the Voyagers have an 11-9 lead. A seesaw affair between the Battle of the Falls. Idaho Falls versus Great Falls. That one up and away to A.J. Shaver. Obviously, this one at 15-1. Ogden leads Boise 9-2, trying to even up that series at 2 games apiece. Missoula has a 2-run edge on Yuba Sutter, 5-3 the scoreline. As this one gets by, and it hit the batter. Bases loaded, no outs. If you're going to let Billings back into this contest, this is kind of how you're going to do it. Canada allows that leadoff single, infield single, nothing to worry about, but then walks a batter and hits a bat. Cam Bowen to the plate, 0 for 2 with a walk. The defending champ Oakland Ballers open at their home ballpark. They lost the initial series to Missoula, and now they're getting blown out by the Long Beach Coast in a somewhat rematch of the championship series last year, as Troy Percival, who was the manager of the Chuckers, is now at the Long Beach Coast, and he's up 10-3 over the Ballers, trying to get some revenge in Raimondi. Over the plate to Cam Bowen. Count goes to 0-1. Red Pocket Mobiles looking for their first win of the year, and they're losing 3-1 at the hands of the Modesto Roadsters. This one a tapper. Foul. Count goes to 0-2 on Bowen. Canada right now just trying to find that punch-out pitch. Hasn't been able to do it too easy. Did get a strikeout of Muniz after a long battle. in the bottom of the 6th. Certainly Canada had his work cut out for him in terms of the uphill battle he was facing. He was warming up there for a long time during that 10-run inning. He was always going to come in. Never easy to kind of get hot, cold, back, everything like that. As we see, throw for 1. And they say he didn't catch it. Todd Pratt's coming out and saying, hey, wait a minute. He caught that. The umpire was not looking at that play. That was lost on the transition. There's certainly 1 out. The umpire was looking at third, back at the incident on the base paths, and he heard that ball hit the glove of the second baseman in Singer. And that was enough for him to say that that's a ball dropped by Singer. That's a very interesting call. It will go down as an error. The Range Riders should have got 2 from that, and they got nothing. Valdez scores on it. It is 15-2. Bases still loaded with no outs. And Canada misses the zone. Todd Pratt came out a little bit hot of the dugout there. You could see the extra hitch in his giddy-up. 1-0 pitch into Bodie Wright. He sees a call and strike. They're calling it a throwing error on the third baseman, Rover. To me, it seemed like more of a reception error. As that's called the ball, the count goes to 2-1. Range Riders scored a 10 spot thanks to free passes and errors. And right now, that's been the main catalyst of this inning. 2-1. Sky high fly to right center field. Looking back up at it, and it is off the base of the wall. Stop sign at third. It's a bases clearing 3 RBI triple, and the crowd finally has something to cheer about. Duran, Shaver, Bowen, all across. Wright wanted to get himself to home. And the guy who played his college baseball at MSU Billings makes it a 15-5 game. Todd Pratt will bring the day to a close for Chris Canada, it seems. Really just one swing of the bat that got the better of him. It was an infield single to start the inning, a walk and a hit by pitch. And then an error brought 1 across. And 3 runs score on the triple. Wright was thinking about an inside the park home run. A smart stop sign put up as the relay was good from the Range Riders. Into the contest now for the Glacier Range Riders. It's a professional debut once more. Basically every member of this pitching staff, it feels like, is coming in for the first time. At least that's been the situation today. Brady Chavez makes his first appearance as a pro. 24-year-old from Santa Cruz, California, out of Sacramento State University. He'll step to the bump. Chavez just needing to get outs. There's a Brady Chavez everywhere, apparently. In 2011, there was Brady Chavez that played for Montana State Billings, the same alma mater of Bodie Wright, and obviously a squad that shares a ballpark. But we're talking about the Brady Chavez that went to Cabrillo College, finished up at Sac State, like I mentioned. Had 18 appearances and a 4.29 ERA out of the pen for the Hornets. 26 strikeouts to just 5 walks. This guy finds the zone and dares you to hit it. (15-5) Range Rider advantage here. One of those runs coming in against Canada will be unearned. But right on third, obviously, is his responsibility as well. So the line right now for Canada, 1 innings pitched. 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Could be 5 runs, 4 earned. The 2 walks and the hit by pitch will be the most frustrating part for Canada, as well as the Range Riders. Up comes Michael Soper, who's trying to get on the same page with his pitcher. Ratfield and Chavez are going to have a quick conversation.
He's so scared. Let's go through 7.
Still no outs here, bottom of the 7th. Almost hit the bat right after I said he finds the zone a lot. That would have been a nice way to make me eat my words. Did have 3 hit by pitches last spring, Chavez. The 1-0. To right field and gone. Soper sends it out of here, and it's 15-7. A 6th spot already in the bottom of the 7th for Billings. He got all of that one. Still no outs. Chavez came in here just looking to be able to start getting outs. Certainly didn't do it there. Adam Kootway now steps up. Range Riders still up by 8. And they're once again being out-hit by Billings by a tally of 9 hits for the Mustangs, 8 for the Range Riders. Adam Kootway 0 for 2 with a walk. Low and away. Langston, a phenomenal start, just 1 earned run over 5 innings. Still in line for his first professional victory, but he needs a bullpen to finish this puppy off. 9 more outs, and they're not going to get a strike on that one, even though it was close. Count goes to 2-0. Over the plate, 2 balls, 1 strike. Into Kootway, the 2-1. Sky high to center. McLaughlin looking up at it. And McLaughlin watches that one go off the base of the wall awkwardly again. And it will be another triple. The 2nd of the inning by Billings. Trying to deal with that right center field that goes so deep. Keeps a lot of balls in this yard. McLaughlin sent himself a ball over that right center field fence. Up comes Charlie Muniz. 2 strikeouts for Muniz as Chavez just tries to record that first professional out, shake off the hard hit balls against him. 15-7 the scoreline. Feels closer just because of the energy in the ballpark and the fact that the first out of the 7th inning has been very difficult to come by. Swing and a miss by Muniz. Count goes to 0-1. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Magoo & Company of Whitefish, the Flathead Valley's premier jeweler, offering fine jewelry, expert repairs, custom design, and more. Visit Magoo & Company in Whitefish today. 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. One pitch. Bluffed the bat, didn't go. They ask if he did, and they say he didn't. 2-1 the count. Range Riders just trying to get something. It's the problem in the top of the 6th for the Billings pitching staff. A lot of runs scored with no outs. 6 have come across with no outs, and a swing and a miss makes it 2-2. Low and away. Count goes to 3-2. And Chavez trying to avoid his first free pass. 3 balls, 2 strikes, pitch into Muniz. Swing and a miss. Chavez has his first professional strikeout, and there's 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th. That feels really good if you're a Range Rider fan. Of course, probably feels good for Chavez on the mound and the Chavez family watching back home, wherever they may be, in Santa Cruz or elsewhere. Up comes Patrick Mills, who was red hot to start this year, had a great series in Idaho Falls, and he golfs that one foul down the left field line. Today he's 1 for 3, grounded into a double play and a fielder's choice that ended last inning.
15-7 is the score. Now in the 7th inning. 0-1.
Call the strike. 0-2. Will it just be Chavez needing to kind of center himself and get that first out? Or the Mustangs got a little more fight in them? 0-2. Call the ball. Count goes to 1-2. Ratfield wanted it. He knows that they can't challenge at all. So it's up to him. If he can get a call, it's going to stay that way. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Chavez into Mills. Late swing by Mills to just stay alive. And they call catcher interference on Ratfield. And this inning continues in another wonky way. We've seen 2 errors this inning by Glacier. That one that Bowen hit, if they would have been able to get one, that would have felt really good. And there might be a world in which Canada is still in this contest, as they're going to bring the day to a close for Chavez. Valdez step into the plate. And the Range Riders once again go into the bullpen. Davis Pratt will come in. As Todd Pratt, no relation to Davis Pratt, should say. Bringing in one of his more surefire arms out of the pen, a 3-inning save for Pratt on Tuesday night in the opener. Another check-in on the league scoreboard. But before we do that, let's thank Evergreen Disposal. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Evergreen Disposal, providing reliable garbage pickup and dumpster rental service across Flathead and Lincoln County. Learn more at evergreengarbage.com. Look around the league. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. Great Falls with a 5-run lead over the Idaho Falls Chuckers. It is 13-8 there. Let's look at some of the highlights. Ethan Ott, who had a homer last night against the Range Riders, he had a 2-run blast. Tommy Specht had a homer as well. Former Range Rider Antonio Barranca scored Dylan Wannett on a double. Aiden Redahan, their leadoff guy, had a home run as well. 15-7 scoreline here along bottom of the 7th inning. 1 out still as Davis Pratt's into the contest. Seven runs in the bottom of the 6th for the Voyagers. That's the reason why they're up 13-8. They also put in 2 in the bottom of the 7th. They're in Voyager Stadium. They're in the top of the 8th inning now. See if they can close that one out and get their first win of the season. Range Riders will face off against them next Tuesday through Sunday. With 1 out here, bottom of the 7th inning, Range Riders would love a double play to kill off this rally. 6 runs put in the bottom of the 7th. Catcher's interference, the second one called on Ratfield this year. He had 1 in the 9th inning on Wednesday night. Ogden with a lofty lead over Boise. They're up by 7, 9-2. Yuba Sutter and Missoula tied 5-5. Long Beach still up by a touchdown, 10-3 over Oakland. Swing and a miss. Davis Pratt on the season. Mentioned those 3 scoreless innings. 5 strikeouts in that time, just 1 hit against him. 1-1 pitch into C.J. Valdez. Step off by Pratt. Modesto still leading Red Pocket 3-1. Not really holding the runner on first. Nice breaking ball, and it's called a ball. But that one was flexed into the zone. Every strike feeling hard to get for the Range Riders, who were in command 15-1 to start this inning. Two-one pitch, foul back. 2-2 goes the count now. Kootway is on third, Mills on first. Mills again being allowed to lead plenty. And that one downstairs, it's 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, don't want to walk him loaded. Payoff pitch coming in. Clinch the bat, and instead it's ball 4. Cam Uran up to the plate. This inning, we saw a run score on an error, as well as a bases clearing triple and a 2-run home run. 6 runs across. Davis Pratt needs to switch out the pitch comm on his hat. You ran to the plate. You ran 222 batting average coming into this contest from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, rookie season. Played in the draft league for the Trenton Thunder last year. Hit 348 in the second half with the Thunder. D2 product at a Metro State University down in Denver. Pratt needs an out. 2 would be phenomenal. And it skips by to the backstop. It goes, and a run will score. It is 15-8.
Another.
7 runs put up in the bottom of the 7th. The Pioneer League, it giveth and it taketh away. Just a few half innings after the 10th spot put up by the Range Riders. Billings is threatening to do something similar. Fouled off. Chris Canada started off this inning all the way back a while ago with a single, on an infield single on a swipe that was almost made. You just think about if somehow that throw would have been more on target from Steele, or if somehow Garner would have been able to apply the tag. How different this could have gone, as that one's a strike in on the hands. And it was a walk and a hit by pitch that loaded it up, and then that error obviously feels just as destructive as that infield single that started the frame. Swing and a miss. Pratt gets a monster strikeout, and there's 2 gone in the 7th. Range Riders still up by 7 here, but a base knock could easily make it a 5-run game. Valdez on second. He's a designated hitter. Don't have much to know about his stolen base numbers. Fouled off by Shaver. He's got good speed if he puts a ball into play, certainly. Valdez, the only sense we can get of how fast he is any stolen base numbers he might have. And he has 0. 0-1, 2-out pitch. Runners on second and third. That ball finds the zone, and it's 0-2. Pratt came in. 2 runs have scored since he came in. The 0-2. Called. Strike 3. Pratt with 2 punch-outs to bring a rough inning to a close for the Range Riders. A touchdown scored by the Mustangs, but the Range Riders still lead by 7 runs as we head to the 8th. Finally, it's 15-8.
Welcome to Magoo & Company, a third-generation family-owned business nestled in the heart of downtown Whitefish. We offer a dazzling array of diamonds, ethically sourced Montana sapphires, and captivating custom designs that capture the essence of Montana's natural beauty. From jewelry design and appraisals to cleaning, repairs, and gemologist consulting, your satisfaction is our priority. Experience the magic of Magoo & Company and discover the perfect piece to celebrate life's special moments.
New pitcher into the contest for the Billings Mustangs. It's Nick Gotilla that takes over. Another left-hander steps in, just like the starter in Tucker. Range Rider offense has not been out there in a while. And when they were, it was a very brief stint where they went 3 up, 3 down on 2 strikeouts in the top of the 7th. Old strike, the count goes to 0-1 as it's 5, 6, and 7. Excuse me, 6, 7, and 8. Ratfield, Rover, and Singer. Number 5, Ratfield, starts us off. Upstairs to Rat. Count goes to 1-1. On the season, Gotilla has 1 innings pitched. Walked 2, struck out 1, did not allow a run. He had a double in there too, so he must have left him loaded in that 1 inning of work. An adventurous one, but a clean sheet nonetheless. This one into the night sky. First baseman Mills under it. No, it falls. Oh no. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered the twilight zone. I just mean that by some weird things are happening now, ladies and gentlemen. That one I think goes down as a hit. I don't think it touched the glove.
Now batting, third baseman number 1, Tommy River.
This one out to left field. Should be routine, and it is for URAM. Technically, it does go down as a single for Donovan Ratfield. And then Tommy Rover flies out on 1 pitch. That was his first at-bat since he had that home run all the way back in the top of the 6th inning, which feels like an hour ago. First pitch to Kyle Singer is high and away. 0 for 4 mark for Singer tonight. Did reach on an error that started off that 6-run inning. The 1-0 is golfed up. Is there enough room down the right flank? Yes, and this time Mills does make the catch. The foul out for out number 2. Up comes Kyle Ashworth. He grounded it his last time up and walked in the 10-run 6th inning. So a pop-up single for Donovan Ratfield. He stands on first. Not much of a threat to steal over there. As Ashworth almost hit him. Count goes to 1-0. Or almost hit Ashworth, excuse me. Gotilla almost hit him. The 1-0. Flinch of the bat. Missed the zone. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Krone Pro Seal, proudly serving the Flathead Valley with expert asphalt seal coating and quality workmanship since 1988. Learn more at KroneProSeal.com. Inside, it's 3-0. Gotilla, product of Southeastern University and NAI powerhouse, if you know it. Very good baseball program. He's originally from Rock Island, Illinois. 3-0. Get me over pitch, hits the zone, and count goes to 3-1. Three-one pitch, hitter's count. And it's a ball outside. Ashworth walks himself aboard. J.D. McLaughlin to the plate. McLaughlin, a towering fly ball to center field. He's had some defensive adventures out there. And now I think we're going to see a designated pinch runner in for Ratfield. Drew Collins likely taking over at second base. Explained this yesterday, but you can bring in a pinch runner and still have the original player stay in the game in the Pioneer League. And it will be Collins to take over for Donovan Ratfield. Officially, Drew Collins takes over. I don't know how ready he was or if he was just waiting for the official call to get out there and pinch run. J.D. McLaughlin to right field, backing up to the track, and that baby's off the wall. Collins scores. Ashworth is scootering home. The relay comes in, not in time. A 2 RBI double by J.D. McLaughlin. It's 17-8 Range Riders. Much needed to have some sort of punchback after the big rally in the bottom of the 7th by Billings. 2 certainly is not as much as 7, but it reasserts a little bit more of a cushion. And J.D. McLaughlin got to feel some confidence. He started this day kind of slow, but man, a home run and a double, just like that. Now Logan Beard up at the plate, bases clearing, double for him, 3 RBIs. Offense has come to play. This is not the offense of 2025 for the Range Riders. That is about as true a statement as I could make. And it was one thing saying it against Great Falls, whose pitching staff was really struggling to find the strike zone. But now, against a 3-0 Billings Mustangs squad, who certainly isn't led by their pitching staff, it's still a little bit more considerable to put up their largest scoring total of the season. The 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. Still a long way to go for the highest scoring total of all time by the Range Riders in a single game. That was 24 runs in May of 2022, the inaugural month of the inaugural season. I was talking about that last night on the broadcast. As Beard fouls that one back. Two balls, one strike. Two outs, RBI opportunity for Beard. If he pokes one to the outfield, J.D. McLaughlin, I'm sure, will get a green light and a chance to sprint across home. 2-1. On the ground towards second. Bodie Wright, a bobble, hot potato, and a fire to first for out number 3. J.D. McLaughlin brings across 2 ribeye steaks, and it's 17-8 Range Riders as we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Welcome back in. Glacier Range Riders with a 17-8 lead. Looking more like a football score here from Billings, Montana. Looks like some defensive replacements maybe being made as Todd Pratt has a quick conversation with the umpire. Going to go through and check out each base. Tommy Rover still at third. Jacob Steele still at short. Singer at, so it's a called strike. Singer at second, Garner at first. Davis Pratt still on the bump. So still the outfield to check, but everybody's the same thus far. Maybe Tank was just throwing me off. Swing and a miss by Bowen. Outfield is Drew Collins. Nope, it's Jake Millen in left. It's JD in center. I'm assuming it's Kyle in right. Maybe Carson Horning. No, that looks like Kyle Ashworth. It's called strike 3. Guessing he was just re-entering Ratfield because of the designated pinch running situation. Drew Collins scores another run. Twice when he's pinch ran, he has scored. They didn't really need him. Probably the most gelatinous runner you could think of would score on that double from J.D. McLaughlin from second base. Pretty easy stroll. Called strike. Now goes to 0-1 as Pratt has thrown 4 pitches, all strikes. Bodie Wright with the 3 RBI triple last time up. Entered as a defensive replacement 2 innings ago. Swing and a miss. 0-2, 1 out pitch, bottom of the 8th inning. Fouled off. Got over halfway there, but a bid for an immaculate inning is spoiled from Pratt. you don't know what immaculate inning is, it is 9 pitches, 9 strikes, and 3 strikeouts. Very rare. This one out to left center field and falling for a base knock from right. Throw comes in and off target to second base. A little bit more on target. They would have caught right. Instead, he gets a double. And there's a runner on second with 1 and gone.
At that, third base, number 37, Michael Sober.
First pitch is a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Up at the plate, Michael Soper. Great night for him. Home run his last time up, 2 singles as well. He's the first batter that Brady Chavez faced. Downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning.
Right, second most runs scored in MSUB history, 129 of them. But that triple he had.
2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on an upstairs fastball. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. In the bottom of the zone for a called strike. Count goes to 2-2. Fans don't like it. Unfortunately, the Mustangs burned all their challenges, so no debate can be put up. This one on the ground to first. Underhand flip to Pratt covering, and there is 2 gone. Garner fields and flips on the 3-1 putout. Adam Kuway now steps up, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning, right on third. Swing and a miss as he blew it by him. A 1 pitch into Kootway. Downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kootway, the Wisconsin kid. The 1-1, 2-out pitch here on the bottom of the 8th. 17-8 Range Rider lead, up and in. Would he have gotten called for leaning into the pitch if he wouldn't have moved out of the way? Saw that earlier with Ratfield. Getting that unique and rare call. We've also seen 2 catchers interference over the past 2 days. We've seen some unique ones. Saw obstruction called earlier today. Look at that, man. Checking off everything on the baseball bingo card. The 2-2, 2-out pitch, bottom of the 8th. Fired home, a bluff of the bat. Home plate umpire does not call a strike, and the Range Riders got challenges, so you might as well use them. Let's see. It is a confirmed ball. Count goes to 3-2. Range Riders have 1 challenge remaining still. The payoff pitch, 3-2, 2 outs with a runner on third. Pratt comes home, popped up sky high, out of play. Ooh, right on top of me. And that's ball 4 and a walk. 3-2 misses inside, and Charlie Muniz will step to the plate. And we got a pinch hitter coming in. It is Sean Lynch to the plate. First at bat of the season for Lynch as it misses high. Count goes to 1-0. Runners on first and third on the corners. Runners going, and they'll let him go. Count goes to 2-0 as Kootway steals second. Two-0 count, 2 outs. Pratt tries to fire his 5th clean inning of the year. Couldn't place it on the outside. It's 3-0. Sean Lynch at the plate. Returner for this Mustang squad. 3-0, 2-out pitch here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And it's ball 4. 4 pitches, all balls. And Pratt walks the bases loaded. This game has more twists to it. Todd Pratt coming out and have a conversation with Davis Pratt. Two outs, bottom of the 8th inning, bases loaded. This is maybe the last chance for this Mustang squad. They can get something here and cross a number to the plate, then mark this game off as far from over. But as of right now, if Pratt can just get one more out, looks like the Range Riders will feel decent going into the 9th, up by 9. Patrick Mills, red hot and at the plate with the bases stuffed. Reached on a catcher's interference last time, and another ball thrown by Pratt. 24 pitches fired this inning. And he's on a bad run to missing the zone. The 1-2, or the 1-0. Sky high. Ratfield looking for it. Tosses the helmet off, and with a runner in right charging home right next to him, Ratfield makes the grab for out number 3. The Range Riders strand them loaded, and Davis Pratt stays clean in terms of earned runs against. We head to the 9th inning of play. It's a 9-run lead for the Range Riders. Glacier Range Riders with a 9-run advantage here. Top of the 9th inning, last chance for some insurance for the away side. Trying to finish off their 4th win of the season and continue the best start in franchise history. This one hits the lower part of the zone. And a called strike. Carson Garner at the plate now. 0 for 3 for Garner. Does have 2 walks in there. That's a ball outside. Gotilla still on the bump for Billings. A strike on that one. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. No outs here. Top of the 9th inning. Score 17-8. Billings, Montana. Oh, cricket toss there by Gotilla. Nowhere near the zone. Maybe after a bounce, it was halfway close. See if it's Pratt to come out in the 9th or who gets the elected role of finishing off this offensive battle. 25 total runs scored. Both sides aided by free passes and then the big hits when it mattered. And War, I was going to call him. I was going to say Walk, I was going to say Garner, and then I just started to say Warner. The combination of Walk and Garner. Call him Carson Warner, the Walk and Garner. Lead off base on balls. It is the 13th free pass issued by the Mustangs. The 13th walk drawn by the Range Riders, which would tie for 2nd franchise history with what the Range Riders did on Tuesday night. Big old swing and a miss by Jake Millen. Count goes to 0-2 on the switch hitting left fielder for Glacier.
Despite all the scoring, hit totals are the same. Glacier 17 runs on 10 hits. They've made 3 errors. Mustangs 8 runs on 10 hits. 1 miscue.
0-2 pitches upstairs and away for Millen. Millen's 0 for 2 today, but 3 walks drawn by the top base on balls guy in the Pioneer League. That one nowhere near. Count goes to 2-2 for Millen. We don't have the stat, but I'm assuming he would be up there in terms of pitches seen as well. Very patient guy at the plate. You're not going to throw him strikes. He'll just make you. Runner's going. And will advance to 2nd on the wild pitch, Garner. Good job by him to swipe it back. Three-two, swing, miss. Garner punched out. I mean, excuse me, Millen punched out. Garner still on 2nd. Up steps Jacob Steele last time up. Steele struck out looking, but before that it was a grand slam for his first professional home run. He sees a ball there, said to be outside. No challenges remaining for the Mustangs, so all they can do is accept it. This one sky high to left field. And caught by Uran. 2 gone, top of the 9th inning. 17-8 scoreline. Range Riders in front. Donovan Ratfield will step up for what is likely his final AB of the contest.
Now batting, catcher, number 5, Donovan Ratfield.
First pitch was a ball to Ratfield. Ratfield today 2 for 3. Like many others, he also has a walk. Lower part of the zone, called a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. I believe there is a body getting warm in the Range Rider bullpen down there. Might be Connor Housley. To try and put a cap on it. Foul back. Count goes to 1-2. Below the zone, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Two pitch in to Ratfield. Up and away, 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. This Range Rider squad, the amount of pitches they've seen over the past couple games, they've now pushed Billings over 200 pitches thrown compared to 169 by the Range Riders. So it's still nearly 50 more. Foul ball, and they'll see even a few more. 17-8 scoreline, a 9-run lead for the Range Riders, looking to stay as one of 2 undefeateds in the Pioneer League if they can finish this one off. And then they will await the close for Modesto, who right now is facing off against the Voyagers. It's a walk issued to Ratfield, and Tommy Rover will get a chance here in the top of the 9th. Of course, on the post-game show, we'll give you the final look at the score line, but in the bottom of the 5th right now, Modesto is leading. Low and away. Count goes to 1-0. Of course, historically, travel teams have not fared well in independent baseball leagues where they're located, so maybe coming with a little less juice. The Modesto wins over the Mobiles. This one swung on by Rover, but it should be playable for Uran, and it is for out number 3. Range Riders get 2 more aboard, but strand them. Last chance for the home side Mustangs when we return in the bottom of the 9th.
Thinking about where to host your next office event? Book the indoor event space at Glacier Bank Park. With a capacity up to 145 people, our indoor event space is a flexible, year-round venue ideal for accommodating receptions, conferences, and holiday parties. The spacious layout boasts impressive stadium and mountain views, providing the perfect setting for guests to mingle, network, and celebrate. Book your office party today at glacierbankpark.com.
Welcome to Magoo & Company, a 3rd-generation family-owned business nestled in the heart of downtown Whitefish. We offer a dazzling array of diamonds, ethically sourced Montana sapphires, and captivating custom designs that capture the essence of Montana's natural beauty. From jewelry design and appraisals to cleaning, repairs, and gemologist consulting, your satisfaction is our priority. Experience the magic of Magoo & Company and discover the perfect piece to celebrate life's special moments.
last chance for the Billings Mustangs, and Davis Pratt is out there to try and see if he can close it off. We got a final score from Great Falls, Montana. The Voyagers pick up their first win of the season, a 14-9 win over the Idaho Falls Chuckers. So this is not Division I college football, Division II college football. This is not March Madness. We don't need a selection committee. There's true wins and losses that'll send teams to the playoffs. As the first pitch from Pratt misses up and in. But in terms of strength of the win, the sweep over the Great Falls Voyagers, as of right now, does technically hold a little bit more weight than the Mustangs' sweep of the Chuckers. Up high again, this is C.J. Valdez at the plate. 9-run lead by the Range Riders. Pratt will not get a save if he finishes this one off because you need 3 innings to get a save. And he has 1 2/3. The most he can get is 2 2/3. As that one ricochets off the top of the netting and comes back into play. Shout out to this Billings front office staff for the new net added in over the offseason. 2 balls and 1 strike. High and away, 3-1. Always enjoy my trips down here, and it's a big part because of the culture that they have in this organization. And apart from anything on the field, good, bad, anywhere, indifferent, you can tell Matt Allen, general manager of this club, does a great job. As there's ball 4 and a walk to Valdez. Stephen Howe, assistant general manager, was here to greet me, ready to go and let me into the away box when I showed up. Director of Broadcasting and Media Relations, obviously, Brandon Januska, does a great job apart from everybody else in this organization. A friendly rivalry between these two sides who have meant so much over the past 4+ seasons. Fouled off by Uran. They'll face plenty more times this year. Range Riders obviously have 2 more here in Billings, and then in a couple weeks, the Range Riders will play 6 in a row in Billings. Ball makes it 1-1 for Uran. Range Riders will have another 3-game set in the middle of July here in Billings, so it's total of 12 in a row versus the Mustangs. The foul ball makes it 1-2. 12 in a row versus the Mustangs at Dealer Park. Before finally, there's 3 games for Billings at Glacier Bank Park. July 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. That is your only time to see the Glacier Range Riders play the Billings Mustangs in the Flathead Valley. Swing and a miss and a punch out by Pratt. The other time you get a chance to see them, it's all here on YouTube. There'll be another series in mid-August down here in Billings. Of course, all of our games free on YouTube throughout the entirety of the year. That is 96 games, home and away. You can also download the Go Range Riders app. A lot of fun stuff in the app. Swing and a miss by the number 9 batter, A.J. Shaver. Both in the app, and you can find it on the YouTube page. If you're missing any part of this game, next day, highlights will be posted. Just missed the lower outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 9th inning, Valdez on first, 17-8 Range Rider lead. So if you're only tuning in for the final out, tomorrow around lunchtime or so, pull up the Range Riders YouTube channel and watch the plays you might have missed. Or, of course, full games are archived. Just back it up and watch for yourself. Obviously, post-game recaps on the Range Riders website as well. That'll fill you in.
6 in a row, Tuesday through Sunday. Next week, 2-1.
Called strike. 2-2. with one out.
6 games against the Checkers will cap off the 9-game homestand that the Mustangs are currently embarking on. This is the first game of that homestand.
Runner on first. Pratt tries to get another punchy. Lifted into center. McLaughlin chasing after it, and it will go off the base of the wall. Green light sends the runner home. The throw will come into the plate, and it's just not in time. Triple for Shaver. And the first run put up against Davis Pratt in this season. I think that'll get scored as a triple. Let's wait for it, though. It will go down as a triple. They might have had a decent chance to get Shaver at third rather than trying to get the run at home. Valdez was running out of gas. You can feel it. Just a little bit better relay than that second throw in, who I believe was Steele. They probably could have got him because he was chugging along. Valdez does score, and it's 17-9. Still an 8-run edge for the Range Riders as that one misses up and in. And a ball. 2-0. Cameron Bowen 0 for 4. Only time he reached is via a walk and that error in that big 7-run bottom of the 7th. The 2-0. Call the ball. And it's 3-0. Pratt here maybe getting a little bit tired. Right around 55 pitches for him. 3-0 pitch. And it is ball 4. Bowen gifted another walk, and the Range Riders 8 walks in total on the day. Pratt, that's really been his biggest bugaboo. He's had 5 of them. Langston, in the starting role, had 5 punch-outs and just 1 walk. Getting a body warm in the bullpen just in case. You would trust Davis Pratt to get this final 2 outs. Bodie Wright with a good appearance off the bench today, double and a triple. Gonna need 2 more at-bats to get that cycle, but he's part of the way there. As a stolen base, stand-up stolen base by Bowen. Range Riders have seen the Mustangs run today. A ton of swiped bags. And I don't think the Range Riders attempted any. Called strike. 6 stolen bases by Billings today. 2 by Shaver, 2 by Soper. Soper's on deck. 17-9 the scoreline. 1-1 pitch. Right over the heart. 1-2. Pratt's next pitch will be his 60th. That'll probably ensure that he's wiped clean for the rest of this series, having Saturday and Sunday off. 1-2. And it is called. Strike 3. Pratt punches out right. And the Mustangs, albeit not without a fight, they are down to their last out. That's the 5th strikeout of the game by Pratt. He's showing a little of the devil and the angel on his shoulder. He'll know the free passes are a little bit too much. As the Albuquerque, New Mexico native sees a ball to make the count 1-0. Last chance is Soper. Soper, solid day. Grounded out his last time up, but he had 2 singles and a home run. 17-9, as the Range Riders would love to keep Billings at single digits. Lower part of the zone, call the strike. Count goes to 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th inning, 2 in scoring position, and a called strike will bring the Mustangs down to their final strike, trying to hang on to being an undefeated squad. Soper versus Pratt to try and put up that fight. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 in scoring position. The pitch home, ball inside. A game defined by big innings, 10 in the 6th for the Range Riders, 7 in the 7th for Billings. Once more, we try to bring it to a close. The 2-2, 2-out pitch. Fouled off. Billings, no matter what, they will have out-hit the Range Riders today. 12 hits compared to just 10 from Glacier. But the walks issued to the tune of 14 of them, the second most in a single game the Range Riders have received in franchise history. Helped make the difference. 2-2, 2 outs, 2 on, once more from Pratt to Soper. Swing and a miss. And that's the ball game. Range Riders win. 17-9, the final score from Billings, Montana. Glacier victorious in a long, long contest on this Friday night. For the first time in 2026, the Road Reds prove fruitful. We will take a quick break and be back with the post-game show in just 1 minute and a half. Back here in the post-game show, Scott Gladstone with you as we wrap this baby up from beautiful Billings, Montana. Great night for opening night on this Friday evening. The winning pitcher for this affair was Evan Langston, first professional victory. 5 innings of really good pitching. Just 1 earned run against him and 5 strikeouts, only 1 walk issued. Really good outing from Langston. Tucker gets the loss on the other side. How do we go over the scoring? Well, there was a lot of it, including a 10-run top of the 6th inning, one of the biggest innings in Range Rider history. And obviously, once you get that, you think you can kind of ride it to victory. A 7-run bottom of the 7th, put up a fight there on the other side. Tommy Rover got it started with an RBI double. Kyle Singer had an RBI ground out. Jacob Steele had a 2 RBI double as well. That was in the first 3 innings where the Range Riders led 4-0. Pat Mills got one back, but then it was the 5th and 6th. First, a Donovan Ratfield RBI single made it 5-1, and then that big inning. Logan Beard 3 RBI double, Jacob Steele grand slam, Tommy Rover 2-run home run, and a J.D. McLaughlin solo shot to center. Obviously, the 7 runs put up in the 7th by Billings, and J.D. McLaughlin put a cap on it with a 2-run double in the 8th inning of play. 1 run did score in the 9th on the A.J. Shaver triple, but that's all she wrote from opening day in Billings, Montana. The Range Riders become the first team to 4-0 in this young PBL season. We'll take one more quick break and be right back with the look around the league and set you up for tomorrow night. We'll be right back.
Need a space that offers both a place to dine and an area to mingle in style? Book the Hideaway and Corner Suite at Glacier Bank Park. You and up to 50 guests will enjoy full catering services in the Hideaway, and incredible mountain views and comfortable furnishings in the luxury Corner Suite. This versatile combination offers a space to dine and a place to relax, creating the perfect arrangement for guests looking to mingle, network, and celebrate. Book your office party today at glacierbankpark.com.
Welcome back into Billings, Montana. Scott Gladstone with you as we take a look around the league scoreboard. Huge shout out to everybody that makes this broadcast possible, as you can obviously tune into some of the other games going on around if you're on Home Team Network, because there are 4 still underway in the PBL. Great Falls did get the victory over Idaho Falls, their first win of the year, a 14-9 advantage for the Voyagers. Range Riders obviously got the big 17-9 win here. Ogden up by 9 on Boise in the 8th inning right now. They look to finish off the Hawks and have that series even up at 2 apiece. Missoula and Yuba Sutter right now in a close one, 8-7. The Paddleheads have the lead on the Freebirds right now. The Ballers fighting back against the Coast. At one point, the Coast were in a clear lead in that one, but now the Ballers have climbed back thanks to 5 unanswered runs. It was once 10-3. Now it is 10-8. And the final contest to talk about is Modesto versus Red Pocket. And in a battle of the only other undefeated team in the league, Modesto versus the only other winless team in the league other than the Idaho Falls Chuckers, it is currently 3-1 Modesto in the bottom of the 6th inning as the Mobiles look for their first win in franchise history. That'll do it for today's game. Again, a huge shout out to everybody here, especially the crew in Matt Allen, Stephen Howe, and Brandon Januska that made this broadcast as clean as it was. It does not happen without them setting up this infrastructure for me to plug into. Obviously, our friends at Home Team Network as well. The Range Riders are the first team to 4-0 in Pioneer League play, and they continue their best start in franchise history. Our technical director tonight was Manuel Ignacio Miranda. Huge shout out and appreciation to him. Until tomorrow night at 6:35 p.m. Mountain Time, we bid you good night. My name is Scott Gladstone. Please have a great rest of your evening and stay safe out there. Range Riders win 17-9.